is a future, the final push to glory, to follow in the steps of those before me. For nation, for club, for coaches who've led, the final step in the block, Olympic dreams ahead.
Our pool is a classroom, life and death lessons, unrivaled. Floating, gliding, but in learning laughter, a touch of water, first steps to survival.
That 3 boys, aged 11, 10 and 8 have died.
Father has told Sky News of the awful moment his wife and son died in Loch Lomond on Saturday.
But what if the pool closed nearest to me? Would she be free to swim in the sea?
Would my club close to the loss of a nation?
A community broken for a whole generation.
A lifetime stolen of body and soul.
Laughter faded like a memory, an echo.
Life skills vanished, education unfinished. Our children, a statistic, our lives diminished.
Our pools are for all abilities, ages, from cradle to grave and in between stages, for the health of the nation and life skills schools. Our message is simple.
If our pools.
A very good morning to you. It is day 4 of the Scottish National Age Group Swimming Championships here at the Aberdeen Sports Village. It's another lovely day in Aberdeen, and we're looking forward to your company for our 4th day of heats. We have the older swimmers, of course, this morning, 15 to 18-year-olds. And it's going to be another very busy program. We have 50 backstroke to start with, so one length of the pool for females, 50 backstroke. 200 freestyle is next for male and open, our first 200 free of these championships. Then we've got a double dose of 100 butterfly, female and male and open, and then 200 IM, our first 200 IM event of the championships, females today, followed by 400 IM for the males, female 800 freestyle. We've got 3 heats to go on that, and then it's 4x100 freestyle relays, 14 to 16s and 17 and overs. I'm Duncan McKinnell, and I am joined in the commentary box with Jackie Smith. Morning, Jackie.
Good morning, Duncan. Yes, we've got another action-packed programme for us this morning. It's unbelievable we've reached day 4 already, but we've had a great 3 days here already up here in Aberdeen with some absolutely fantastic swimming from all the athletes in the pool. So looking forward to another morning of excitement with particularly the relays to finish off. That will be, it's always loud and noisy, that one, isn't it?
It certainly is, yeah. It just about raised the roof. Those youngsters last night in the 11 to 13 mixed relay, it was really good, exciting stuff, and lots of exciting races over the period. And of course, this morning it's about making it through into this evening's finals, top 10 in each of the 3 age groups that we've got going this morning, the 15s, the 16s, and the 17-18s. Yes, day 4. So some of these swimmers will have had a lot of swimming already in the first 3 days. Sometimes we've seen them in successive events, and you feel, well, did they have enough recovery time? Well, they obviously did, because they then swim well again. But over the 5 days of competition, it becomes a little bit of an endurance when they're doing a number of events. So good luck to them all. It's a testament to the fitness of the athletes that they can do that. And you can see there that we are just about ready to go with our first heat. There's going to be 8 heats of female 50 backstroke. Just introducing the officials on the deck at the moment, and then we will be underway. You see all the teams. Some of the teams are lined around the poolside. Others take the sanctuary of the diving pool area, which is through the other side of the changing village, and they get a bit of peace and quiet, as it were, and they can go and sort of focus as a team to do that. Nice back picture of our new Forth Valley Trident's head coach there. He's obviously having a wee chat with the recorders just to sort something out. Trident's, of course, just formed in the last couple of months in the Falkirk area, so they will have enjoyed their meet swimming for the first time as a team. So here's the lineup. Take us through it, Jackie.
Yeah, so in lane 0, Olith Jeffrey, lane 1, Iona Riki Ayala, lane 2, Charlotte McGavin, 3, Rosie Stutchfield, 4, Lauren Cantley, 5, Kimberly Cameron, 6, Ailey Laidlaw, 7, Grace Picken, 8, Evie Anderson, and 9, Jenny Adamson. So
it's a big cheer just gone out in the gallery, because they've just announced the teen points, and well, after day 3 it's quite a big lead for Warrender.
Well, it certainly is, isn't it? So yeah,
watch out on the Scottish Swimming social media channels. I think that will get published fairly soon as where we are on the team points. But if you are red from Edinburgh, you'll like what you see.
And nice to see some of the below the top 2 teams, Duncan. I think you'll see that there's been a change in positions for some of the clubs. Nice to see some of the smaller clubs coming into that top 10, and still some of the other ones there or thereabouts. We've still got 2 days more of competition for those placings to change yet again. But I think, as you said, if you're in red, you'll be very pleased with what you'll see on the social media pages later this morning. So we're just about to start with this heat 1.
Deathly hush.
It certainly is, isn't it? Swimmers.
There's a little bit of delay by the looks of it.
It seems to be, yes. Not quite sure what the problem is. But, swimmers certainly look ready.
So you do have to have starting equipment at both ends of the pool for this 50 metres, and so starting off at the normal turn in, but the whistle's going, so hopefully we're good to go now.
And here we go.
So they're all successfully away. High 0.5s and 0.6s on their reaction times, and down the pool pretty much in a line. Entry times here 34.4 to 34.9. Pushing on nicely in lane 1, Iona Riki Ayala from Aberdeen Dolphin. And you see there in the white cap with the blue AD on it. And she's up there in the mix, but it's pretty close. Lane 5 maybe just coming through now. That is Kimberly Cameron. Oh, and it's neither of them. It's Grace Pickin that just got the touch by 700s. Nice swim from lane 7. 400 swimmer, 34.94. We'll just wait for confirmation. I think there might have been a change. Let's see whether that affects anything. Still, certainly the scoreboard in the venue is still showing Grace Pickin as the winner, but they haven't scrolled it, which means they haven't called an official result yet. And now they have, and it is Grace who takes the win from Kimberly Cameron second and Rosie Stutchfield third. 33.94, just 10th between the top three.
Yeah, good close finish there for the girls. So this is heat 2 in lane 0, Iris Blair, 1, Juliet Kidd, 2, Abby Henderson, 3, Lauren Dunlop, 4, Evie Lamont, 5, Emily Dawson, 6, Anna Dunlop, 7, Rebecca Marsh, 8, Elise Sermelli, and 9, Martha McEachin. And off there. Oh, it's all very tight in a line. I think possibly just shading that is lane 5's Emily Dawson. But they're coming right back. Lane 6 now looking really good. Anna Dunlop. She has the advantage, but just a slight advantage as the girls go into the finish there. They are coming back at her. I think Anna Dunlop, did she get that? She did indeed, in a 33.42 ahead of Abby Henderson and Emily Dawson. Just as the board clears there, just to confirm that result, so it was a 33.42 for Anna Dunlop. All very close through to 33.67, so not much splitting our top three there.
Yeah, nice to see 4 swimmers getting under 34, so all of them improved on their entry times there. Into heat 3, Kavya Shetty, Chloe Kirk, Connie Hart, Victoria Tunia, Ailey Fee, Emily McDougall, Hayley Jonsson, Abby Mitchell, Ailey Siegel, and Riley McIntosh, times 33.6 to 33.9. So I wonder whether they can get down towards the low 33s here. So away they go. Some nice skills off the wall, particularly there, maybe lane 4, Ailey Fee coming out, but beside her in the green cap is Victoria Tunia. So it's an East Lothian, Mid Lothian contest there in lanes 3 and 4, but now trying to upset them, Connie Hart, who's having a good meet for South Ayrshire in lane 2. And also coming up now very strongly is Ailey Jonsson of West Hill in lane 6. And I think it's Ailey who's going to take the win. Just wait for confirmation of that. Yes, and they get into the low 33s, 33.18. Winning it by 3/10 from Connie Hart in second place, and third place Ailey Fee, 33.59 for Ailey Fee, right on her entry time. So a nice improvement from Ailey Jonsson, another one who's had some good swims this weekend from just down the road in West Hill.
And we quickly move on to heat 4 in lane 0, Grace Blair, 1, Madison Stewart, 2, Leonie Bedborough, 3, Hannah Yao, 4, Sophie McCallum, 5, Casey Dixon, 6, Maya Looney, 7, Ara Gill, 8, Ava Robertson, and 9, Chloe Semple. And off the girls go there. Underwater work surfacing first over there in lane 8, Ava Robertson. This is Tapper beginning to make a move now. Lanes 4 and 6, Sophia McCallum and Maya Loon. Maya, however, over there in lane 6 now, really beginning to edge this. I think she has the advantage as the girls come into the final. turn final there, and it's Maya Loon who takes this in a 32.65, taking that ahead of Sophie McCallum, and third place goes to Ava Robertson. As the results there are confirmed, all under 33 seconds for the top three there, 32.65 through to 32.95.
Yeah, some nice improvements there, particularly from Maya there. Entered 33.21, so take that down to 32.6. That's nice going. Heat 5 now goes Beth Craik, Mia McLeod, Gracie Haddo, Rona Anderson, Jasmine Robertson, Freya Keeling, Imogen Lowe, Iona Henderson, Leah Rafferty, Isabella Cohn. Entry times here 32.3 to 32 high 8s. So out of the start. Lane 5 perhaps just edging it. That is Freya Keeling, silver medalist yesterday. The Carnegie swimmer looking pretty strong here. Just ahead of Rona Anderson of Delting. Oh, it's very tight between the two of them actually, and I think maybe Rona is just coming through in the latter stages and is going to take it. So Delting certainly making their impressions. Oh, but I didn't keep my eyes on Kira Pemble there. So in fact, that was a reserve that came in, so I got caught out there. It wasn't Rona Anderson at all. It was Kira Pemble. My apologies to Kira. And a cracking swim from her, 31.69. So nicely done, coming in as a reserve and putting in a race like that.
On to Heat 6, Lane 0, Caitlin Peebles, 1, Madison Cool, 2, Caitlin Reid, 3, Bronwyn Payne, 4, Lucy McLeod, 5, Rosie Forster, 6, Erin Ferris, 7, Lisa McNair, 8, Lexi Lemon, and 9, Isla Dobson. At times all fastest going in here, we had 29.90, only sub 30 time here for the swimmer from Forth Valley Trident. We were speaking about them a moment ago, Lucy McLeod, and they're off, and it's lane 4. Sorry, beg your pardon, lane 3, Bronwyn Payne, who has the advantage, certainly at this moment halfway down. So Bronwyn Payne there, and she's motoring through. She's going to take this. The swimmer there in lane 3, she does in a 31.40, ahead of Caitlin Reid, 31.64, and Erin Ferris in a 31.74. You can see that.
So 2 Borders wins in a row. Kira Pemble, Bronwyn Payne. So there's, I think, good things going on down there. Caitlin Reid second, Irene Ferris third by 300 from Rosie Forster. Fast and furious. 2 more heats to go in this one. There's your Heat 7 lineup. Ashley Drake, Anna Kachenko, Zoe Crawford, Isla Wetton, Eve Wood, Jessica Kirkwood, Kalila Smith, Anna Easton, Anna Lawson, and Alice Finley. Eve Wood, once again, having a very successful championships. The Orkney swimmer is the fastest entry time, 29.7. Jessica Kirkwood's already been on the top of the podium. Isla Wetton's been on the podium on backstroke. So let's see how this one works out. Very nice start, though, from Eve Wood. That is how to do it. Terrific off the wall there. Also going very nicely in lane 6, Kalila Smith of Aberdeen. But it certainly looks like Eve Wood from Kalila. And then I think maybe lane 5, Jessica Kirkwood. So this is a masterclass from Eve Wood. Beautifully into the wall. Nails her finish. 29.84. So that sets the standard, just a 10th away from her entry time. So expect her to be a bit faster than that when they swim again tonight. Just wait for confirmation of the official result, but that was very nice swim there from Eve.
It was indeed,
Smith
Duncan,
as well.
Wasn't it? Right from the start, showed us exactly how to do that. And as you said, we can expect to see something a little bit faster this evening.
Just a little of a pause here, so hopefully we're just talking about times and nothing else as they contemplate that result. Most swimmers must always feel a little bit nervous when it takes a while to confirm it, but now we have it. So Eve Wood, 29.84, Kalila Smith second, Jessica Cook with third.
And this is now the final heat of this event. And in lane 0, Ava Pettigrew, 1, Zara Smith, 2, Ilsa Clubb, 3, Abby McAlleney, 4, Heidi Wren, 5, Catherine Renfrew, 6, Alison Wood, 7, Heather Clubb, 8, Katie Lowe, and 9, Abigail Hill. A number of girls already appeared on the podium over the last 3 days, winning medals at the 100 metres and the backstroke. And the girls are off now. And look at lane 4, lane 6. Heidi Wren, the City of Glasgow swimmer, but coming back at her, Catherine Renfrew, Perth City. It's Heidi Wren, Catherine Renfrew. They're in the centre of the pool, leading the field. There's a real battle going on between these two girls here. Heidi Wren, Catherine Renfrew. Who's going to get this one? And it goes to Perth City's Catherine Renfrew in a 30.36, 30.42 for Heidi Wren. And third place goes to, in lane 7, Heather Clubb in a 31.44. So that's what the board's saying, and it's cleared to confirm that result there. A little bit faster than we've seen, so the girls will be relieved to have that result confirmed. And that concludes the 50-metre backstroke events for this morning. We're moving on to something just a little bit slower with a 200-metre freestyle for 15 to 18-year-old male and open. 9 heats of this one this morning for us, Duncan.
Yep. Right. So that backstroke, probably might have wanted to have been a little bit faster in that final heat. Just not getting under the 30, but maybe saving their energies for tonight. I would say at the beginning, it is about conserving your energy through the 5 days of competition. So if you don't need to belt it out, well, maybe there's a good reason not to. But now we go to the first of the 9 heats in the 200 freestyle. The lineup: Logan Moffat, Zachary Weatherhead, Brodie Lydon, Adam Calder, Don Gribben, Finley Duffin, Jackson Ogilvie, Lachlan Shaw, Boyd Fernside and Lance McMahon. Entry times 2:11 to 2:14.
And they're off.
4 lengths of the pool. Lanes 3 and 8, I think, making the early run. 9 as well. Lane 3 is the Brock swimmer from Fraserburgh, Adam Calder. Lane 8 is Boyd Fernside of East Lothian. Is it going to be Boyd turning first? Oh, so lane 9, Lance McMahon and Western Bottonshire right up there. In fact, it's Lance has got the touch by a 10th, 29.34. So up by a 10th from Boyd Fernside. Logan Moffat in lane 0, so down at the bottom of your screen there in the white cap. He's going very nicely. So not exactly going with the seedings here early on, but of course things can change over 4 lengths of the pool. So Logan Moffat of Stirling Swimming is certainly right in the mix in 0, but I think it is the far side. No, it isn't. It's Logan. 1:02.86 leads at halfway from Lance McMahon in lane 9. It's not often you see it. It's lane 0 and lane 9 first and second. Lane 4, though, deciding maybe it's time to do something about that. That is Don Gribben of Ren 96. So he is starting to make his move. He has the fastest entry time, 2:11.50. Has he got into the lead now? I think maybe he has. So we come up to the 150. Turns in a 1:36.68. You can see there a split of 33.5, more or less. So if you do the maths, you're talking about maybe around the 2:10 mark. So nicely judged race from Dom. Bided his time in the first half, really started to push it out in the second half. He's now got a pretty commanding lead. Going well in lane 2, not mentioned Brodie Lydon of City of Glasgow, but he is up there as we see Dom there as he comes into the final 5, and a pretty emphatic win in the end. I said 2:10, strike that, 2:08.38, really pushed it out in that last 50, and he'd be pretty happy with that, I would think. Nearly 4 seconds inside his entry time. So very nicely done from him. Brodie Lydon in second place. Just waiting for a time to come up for Lachlan Shaw in lane 7, so there might be just a little bit of a delay before we get an official result here. At the moment showing in 3rd place is Lance McMahon, a really good swim from the outside lane from Lance, and that is confirmed 3rd for him, 2:12.11, as we see the confirmed result up on your screen.
Start there for the 200-metre freestyle, and we move on to heat 2 in lane 0. Stephens Nastiox, the Stranraer Stingray swimmer. Lane 1, Logan Wright, University of Aberdeen Performance, his teammate Josh Nicholl swimming in lane 2. Lane 3, Callan Forsyth, South Ayrshire, and his teammate Max Corcoran in lane 4. Alex Cantley, University of Aberdeen Performance, goes in lane 5. Harry Duncan from Devon in 6. 7 is Luke Jackson, Perth City. Lane 8, Jonathan McLean, East Lothian, and lane 9, Lockie Bullock from Shetland. Jackson swims for Perth City here, but normally swims with Strathallan. He's coached there during the week. So after the first 50, our leader is in lane 8, Jonathan McLean. We just saw a heat where we didn't see the centre lanes in the front lane at the early stages of the race. It was some of the swimmers from the outer lanes, but it's lane 8 leading at the moment. Jonathan McLean ahead of Josh Nicholl there. Coming through nicely, we can see Luke Jackson alongside Jonathan. So we've got action happening over in lanes 8 and 7 as lane 8 continues to lead, a 1:00.81 there. Callan Forsyth up into 2nd place, and Luke Jackson up alongside our leader there was turned to the wall 3rd, but I think Luke has now taken this on. Although watch lane 3's Callan Forsyth coming up alongside him. We can see Josh Nicholl, University of Aberdeen Performance swimmer. So I think it's all change going into the turn at the far end there. There's 3 boys in a line pretty much, but it is lane 7 turning first there, Luke Jackson ahead of Callan Forsyth and Josh Nicholl. It's these 3 boys leading from the rest. What can lane 8 do? Jonathan McLean, can he get himself back up in the mix there? He's certainly giving it a go. But our leader is lane 7, Luke Jackson. Coming through into 2nd place, Josh Nicholl. He's moved ahead of Callan Forsyth. Callan is battling now for 3rd place, because over there in lane 7 is Jonathan McLean coming through, but at 3rd place does in fact go to Callan Forsyth. So Luke Jackson in a 2:07.27, Josh Nicholl 2:08.60, and Callan Forsyth 2:10.77. And the board clears to confirm that result. A nice swim there, and some nice battles for placings there, I think, Duncan. Good changing of the order right throughout. Kept us on our toes.
Others as well. The touch goes back to Oliver Jones in lane 8. As he set quite as fast as the previous lift early on here. Coming up to lane 4 then, it is Cole Murphy who is doing his best to just try and open up a little bit of our lead. He's up by around about a metre, just on the minute, just over the minute, 1:00.51, so about 3/10 faster than the previous heat, and a lead of half a second over Cooper Sloss and Oliver Jones, who led at the 50, not far away either in lane 8. So it's these 3, Cole in 4, Cooper in 3, and Oliver in 8, all from the west of Scotland. Glasgow, Wren and Inverclyde. Not much in it at all at the turn. Just a 10th between Cole and Oliver. 1:33.96, but you can see it's Oliver. That was the fastest on that last slip. Also, keep your eye though on lane 0. Cameron Masson has been gradually moving up as well, so he's not too far out of the action. So let's see how this one works out. You can see there Cameron right beside the camera. Is he going to come in and get it? I think he is. Wow, what a swim from lane 0, 2:06.63. You see that final 32.2 split for his final 50. So really good stuff there from Cameron Masson. Entered 2:09, so knocks over 3 seconds off his entry time. He'll be pleased with that. Just wait for that result to be confirmed. Cameron Masson blasting it out from lane 0 there to take the win from Cole Murphy and Oliver Jones. They were both in 2:07s, as was Cooper Sloss. So all those swimmers inside their entry times, including also those swimmers on 2:08s as well. So some very nice PBs in that heat.
And heat 4, lane 0, Aaron Russell, 1, Ali Hattab, 2, Stuart Thompson, 3, Harris Woodward, 4, Kyle Connolly, 5, Dara Oldham, 6, Ewan Nielsen, 7, Sam Curry, 8, Matthew Piatek, and 9, George Janowski. So boys, entry times here largely all 2:08, late 2:08s and early 2:09. So this should be an interesting and tight race here, certainly on paper. But leading at the moment, it is lane 2's Stuart Thompson there in the red cap of Perth City. Although they are coming right back at him going into the wall there. But it's Ewan Nielsen that took that, 28.78 there in lane 6, ahead of Matthew Piatek and Harris Woodward. It was tight going into the corner, into the turn there. So at the moment, our leaders are lying over on the far side of the pool. In lane 6, Ewan Nielsen and Matthew Piatek. So it's Ewan Nielsen, Matthew Piatek, your 1 and 2 going into the halfway mark turn. Both of these boys entered on a 2:08, 2:08.50, 2:08.96, but coming through now after that halfway turn. Lane 1's Ali Hattab, Dumfries swimmer. And he has moved ahead, has the advantage, I think, over lane 8. So Matthew Piatek right in behind him. Also getting up, trying to get up there in lane 3. Stuart Harris Woodward. So Ali Hattab turns first. Right alongside him, Stuart Thompson. And then it's Sam Curry. So it's all change at that final turn for the boys. So Ali Hattab, Stuart Thompson. This is a battle between these two boys coming down to the finish. But at the moment, the advantage is lying with lane 2, Stuart Thompson. Can Ali Hattab respond to that? I don't think he's going to be able to. He'll take second place in behind Stuart Thompson. And third place, I think, goes to South Lanarkshire's Kyle Connolly. It does indeed. So first place there to Stuart Thompson, 2:06.27, 2:07.10 for our second place Dumfries swimmer Ali Hattab. And third place goes to South Lanarkshire's Kyle Connolly. Improvements on their entry times. The boys were pleased about that, and I'm sure we'll see something faster should they make it into finals this evening.
So on to heat number 5. We have Nevi Sengula, Alexander McNiven, Lewis Nelson, Jasper Broom, James Gillies, Hamish Maxwell, Blake Herbman, Kyle Harper, Struan Payton, and Lucas Snowden. 2:05s and up to 2:08s in this one. So off the start from the dive, good opening 25 from Blake Herbman in lane 6. So I think he will lead them. Although, well, lane 0 once again pushing it on, and Nebi Singular, I shouldn't be surprised about that because Nebi is such a good sprinter that he has taken it out very strongly. And I suspect with Nebi, he's going to use his power and speed in these early stages and then say, right, catch me if you can. And the question is, will they be able to, because he is out very, very fast in this opening 100.
He is. We've seen him in that position quite a number of times over the last couple of days as well, Duncan, in the different disciplines that he's had a go at. So let's see how this unfolds.
Yep, so he's 2 seconds up at the halfway mark, a 31.1, so paced that second 50 faster than anybody else. Lane 7 is Kyle Harper. He's not too far away, and then Alexander McNiven in lane 1. But can anyone catch Nebi there in lane 0? Partly hidden there by the people watching from the side of the pool, but there he goes, 1:31.7. His pace has dropped, 32.7. You see Kyle's is faster, so this could be tight at the end. Nebi using his speed in the front end of this one, and now looking just to pull it through, and well, it doesn't look like anyone's going to catch him. The best chance is with Kyle Harper of South Ayrshire over in lane 7, but it's Nebi, I think, in full control of this one. He really took it out hard and was able to hold that together. A nice 31.7 at the end, so he had something left to give down that back end, and takes a 2:03.49, so that is an improvement of about 4.5 seconds for Nebi. So showing that it's not just a sprinter, he can do it over that middle distance as well. So Nebi, I think, can be pretty pleased with the way that went. Just wait for confirmation of that result. Nebi 2:08.01, 2:03.49, I should say. What am I talking about? 2:05.15 for Kyle, 2:06.84. The time for third place there.
And in heat 6, lane 0, we have Cameron O'Donnell. Lane 1, Finlay Geddes. 2, Oliver Hodzik. 3, Conan Swinney. 4, Lachlan Bremner. 5, Rory Vick. 6, Finch Geary. 7, Austin McPherson. 8, Carrick Thompson. And 9, Lewis Maxwell Pauls. So getting faster all the time here. Look at this. This is the last of the unseeded heats. 2:04s, largely in this field. And as they move up, it's lane 5 taking the early move. The red cap there of Warren de Bath, Rory Vick. Right, lane 3, Conan Swinney. Derwent side and Gateshead swimmer. Up from south of the border, he's in second place, and behind Warren de Bath, Rory Vick, Finch Geary in third. 28.20 there at the turn. So these two boys are leading the field, but they are all starting to come back as we go into the turn at the halfway. Look at the Derwent side and Gateshead swimmer, Conan Swinney. He's going to turn first, I think he does, in a 59.66. Rory Vick in second. Lachlan Bremner now up into third. So can he keep this pace going? He's certainly looking very strong there. Out in front is the Derwent side swimmer, Conan Swinney. Anybody do anything about this lead that he's building up? This is possibly all going to be about second and third place in this heat now as he turns first. 1:31. He's got just under a second. So it can be clawed back. Austin McPherson has second place there at the turn. The Geary swimmer. And Lewis Maxwell Pauls over there in lane 9 was in third place. And these three boys now look like they are going to finish and take the field into the finish. In first for Conan Swinney. Second will go to the Geary swimmer Austin McPherson, and third place we don't have a time on the board for Austin McPherson, but I'm pretty certain he finished in second place there ahead of Warren de Bath, Lewis Maxwell Pauls, and there we go. The board has corrected itself, and second place goes to Austin McPherson. Lewis Maxwell Pauls finishing in third. So a 2:02.78 for the our winner there. 2:04.11 for the Geary lad and 2:04.15 for Warren de Bath's Lewis Maxwell Pauls.
So we're into the cycle seeded heats now, and there's your lineup for Heat 7. Tyler Spalding, Carnegie, Aaron Drake of Warrender, Rhys Edwards of Dumfries, Connor Aspinall of East Lothian, Kenzie McLean of Perth City, Finlay Sang, City of Glasgow, Alex Holmes of Glenrothes, Aidan Bruce of Aberdeen, Aidan Anderson, University of Aberdeen, and Alexandru Vasilios of Bells Hill Sharks. So edging the early lead in lane 5 is Finlay Sang. Had a wee bit of costume trouble yesterday, Finlay, but hopefully he's got it sorted for today. We'll have no such problems. He actually got a medal after he had to go and do a quick change and get back to the blocks. So that was a really character building. But now Kenzie McLean is taking it on. Based down in Dubai, but swims with Perth when he's back in Scotland. He was the champion here last year, and he's looking very solid once again here, going through in 56.13. Kenzie with a 1:56 entry time, so if he can keep this pace, he'll be inside that. He's up by around about 3 meters from the swimmers either side of him. Finlay Sang in 5, Connor Aspinall in 3. With Connor is Aidan Bruce in lane 7, and not that far back, Aidan Anderson in 8, but Kenzie looks to be pretty much in control here, 1:27.22. So pace dropped back a bit in that third 50, down to around about a 31 from a 29, so he maybe feels, well, the job is done and we're all firmly in control. So let's just take what we've got. It's going to be tight, I think, for second, Connor Aspinall and Finlay Sang, as we see Kenzie coming in, others as well. In fact, lane 7 is putting in a storming last 50. That is Aidan Bruce. Didn't quite get to Connor. It was a 31.8, you can see there from Aidan, very strong last 50, but Connor Aspinall holds on for second, Aidan Bruce third, but the winner, Kenzie McLean, 1:57.90. So we talked about swimmers who've maybe left a little bit in the bank for tonight, and I think that was the case with Kenzie there. Expect him to be faster tonight.
And Heat 8. Lane 0, Sandy Brown. 1, Taylor Sinclair. 2, Callum Mackenzie. 3, Lachlan Small. 4, James Bodie. 5, Cameron Hastings. 6, Callum Sinclair. 7, Tom Armitage. 8, James Aberdeen. And 9, Ishmael Shalaby. So 3 boys here entered on a time sub 2 minutes. We've just seen a sub 2 minutes time being posted in that previous heat. And it is lane 4. James Bodie, the Geary swimmer, has the advantage. We've seen him, his strengths over the last couple of days, swimming well, but it is James Bodie taking the field into the first term, 27.73, Callum Sinclair, and a 27.77 in behind him, with third place lying with Ishmael Shalaby over there in lane 9. But James Bodie, half a body length lead now as we're coming into the halfway mark. They're in lane 4. Lane 6 moving up. Now Callum Sinclair trying to get up and within reach of James Bodie. Third place is Cameron Hastings, I beg your pardon. So our top 3 are lanes 4, 6 and 5 respectively, but coming along nicely. We can see Sterling Swimming's Lachlan Small there in lane 3. He's up into certainly alongside the boys in lanes 5 and 6 for second place, doing what he can to try and catch James Bodie. So as Duncan has spoken about, these boys will be doing what they can to get themselves into a final without well, saving something for this evening. So at the moment it is James Bodie Lachlan Small, Cameron Hastings, Ishmael Shalaby over there in lane 9, not too far away either, but looking what's coming through now. It's Lachlan Small from Stirling Swimming, really challenging James Bodie there, but James takes that just ahead. Look at that time. What, 2:00.27 for James. Lachlan Small really put him under pressure in the closing meters there, 2:00.47. And third place goes to Cameron Hastings in a 2:00.39. Really good finish there, lads.
Yeah, that was very interesting at the end there, because Lachlan Small really attacked that last length, and James Bodie suddenly realised with about 10 metres to go, upped his game and held on to the win. So final heat, Panos Angelakis in 0 for East Lothian, Alex Clark of Dulwich College, Singapore in 1, Dylan Mitchell of Warrender in 2, Ross Anderton of East Lothian in 3, Jensen Norris of Perth City in 4, Harry Sharp of Warrender in 5, Cameron Haddo, University of Aberdeen Performance in 6, Manu Drysdale of Warrender in 7, Nathan Wilson of Carnegie in 8, and Max Turnbull for Midlothian in lane 9. Jensen Norris is a swimmer who never mucks about. He takes it on the chin, and he is moving up strongly at the top of this race in lane 4. That's the fastest qualifying time, entry time I should say, 1:54.6, and goes through 26.6, which is the fastest 50 split we've seen by half a second or so. Harry Sharp in second, and Ross Anderton pretty much with him in lane 3. Jensen by about a body length as we come down towards the 100 metres. Is going to bring them through. So fastest so far 56.13 was Kenzie McLean, so this is a little bit faster, 55.96. 29.3 there for Jensen. Harry Sharp second, Ross Anderton third at the turn, but nice turn from Ross there. I think maybe just edged him, well certainly alongside Harry, in fact I think just slightly ahead of him now, but can he close in on Jensen? Jensen maybe just easing back a little bit, and Ross Anderton is starting to close the gap a bit in lane 3, but it is Norris, Jensen Norris, 1:26.87. Again, that is our fastest 150 split. Ross Anderton just a second behind him, 1:27.95. So he's now well clear of Harry Sharp, who has Cameron Haddo on his shoulder in a third place contest, but 1-2 looks pretty clear here. Jensen Norris in 4, Ross Anderton in 3. Cameron Haddo, I think, pushing pretty hard, because third place could be vital for a place in the final. It looks like Cameron will get it, but Jensen the winner. He is the fastest into the final in the 17-18s, 1:56.83. Nice swim from Ross, getting under the 2 minutes, into 1:58.50, so pretty close to that. And third place, Cameron Haddo. Just wait for that to be confirmed. It's their final 200 freestyle. I think there's going to be some pretty tight racing in the different age groups, as we see confirmation there. 2:00.39 for Cameron in third place, with Harry Sharp just behind him in fourth, 2:01.
Yeah, I think you're right, Duncan. We're set up for some pretty fast and close racing this evening in the finals. As we move on to the 100-metre butterfly for our females, we've got 8 heats this morning for you. And in heat 1, lane 0, Eiley Siegel from Warrender Baths, 2, Hayley Johansson from West Hill, 3, Emily McDougall Highland for Neve Scott, City of Glasgow, 5. Wait. No, I'm going to start that again. Lane 0, Eiley Siegel, Warrender Baths. Lane 1, Hayley Johansson, West Hill. 2, Emily McDougall, Highland. 3, Neve Scott, City of Glasgow. 4, Grace Renfrew, Perth City. 5, Lucy Sloan, Bathgate. 6, Eve Marie Smith, University of Aberdeen Performance. 7, Jasmine Robertson, Aberdeen. 8, Iona Robertson, Warrender Baths. And 9, Ava Pettigrew, Cumbernauld. So now that I've got the correct swimmers in the correct lanes, and it's City of Glasgow's swimmer Neve Scott there in lane 3, who's taken the early lead in this butterfly, heat 1 here. So the girls entered all around the 1:12, 1:13. Fastest time here in the middle there, We have 1, 2, 3 girls entering on a 1:12. So turning first there in a 33.37 is City of Glasgow's Neve Scott. Iona Robertson is in second place, and Lucy Sloan in third. So we can see Lucy now really. Sorry, lane 4's Grace Renfrew coming through nicely. University of Aberdeen performance swimmer there in lane 6. Watch her, Eve-Marie Smith. City of Glasgow's Neve Scott still up there as well. Neve Scott, is she going to take this? It's all on the touch there. And it is Neve Scott, 1:12.85 for her. Second place goes to Eve-Marie Smith on a 1:12.92. So really was tight there in going into the wall, with Emily McDougall taking third place in a 1:14.19. Good start to our 100-metre butterfly event this morning for the girls, as the results are confirmed on the screen there for you.
Yeah, good tight one there. Neve Scott had to work for that at the end, but she got there and inside her entry time. Heat number 2. Naomi Cochrane, Emily Neal, Neve Bunker, Lucy McGovern, Maya Stahl, Lauren Cantley, Alex Shepherd, Madison Stewart, Hannah Yao, and Orla Jeffrey. 1:11s and 1:12s. Times in this one. Fastest on paper, Maya Stahl of Step Rock had a pretty successful 3 days so far. Looks like she's come out of the dive with a narrow lead. Lane 6 also pretty close, Alex Shepherd of Cumbernauld. So I think they are 1 and 2 as we come down the first of the 2 lengths. Behind them, it's all pretty close. Let's see who gets the touch. In fact, it's very close now at the touch. And it's Alex Shepherd just getting it by 1/100th of a second. Told you it was close. 32.63, 32.64 from Maya. Neve Bunker turning in third, but it does look like it is the Cumbernauld swimmers just got the edge now in the second half. Although, well, there's still around 4 swimmers who could take this one. Pushing on now in lane 3, Lucy McGovern of Kingston. Can she take it? It looks like she has got a slight edge over in lane 9. Orla Jeffrey not far away. Maya Stahl in lane 4, but it is going to be lane 3. A terrific second half from Lucy McGovern. Certainly you can see 37.8 for her second 50, way faster than anybody else. And she takes the win in 1:11.02, nicely inside her entry time. Kingston swimmer entered on 1:11.68.
Bit of a delay here again, Duncan, isn't there? So just before we get those results confirmed. There we go.
So Maya Stahl just holding off Orla Jeffrey for second, 1:12.11, and Orla 1:12.27.
And heat 3, in lane 0, Cara White, Ren 96, lane 1, Ailey Fee, East Lothian, 2, Josie Grimes, Warren de Baths, 3, Imogen Jarrett, Dundee City Aquatics. Another swimmer who normally swims at Strathallan under the guidance of Elaine Johnson. Anna Dunlop Dumfries goes in lane 4, 5, Riley McIntosh, Dundee City Aquatics, 6, Abby McMillan, City of Glasgow, 7, Mariana Patrick, Tom Sterling swimming, 8, Kayla Smith, City of Glasgow, and 9, Caitlin Reid, Warren de Baths. So we've got entry times here ranging from 1:10 on the middle of the pool. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 girls on the 1:10, and that's where we're seeing our leaders at the moment in lane 3 there. I beg your pardon, lane 2, sorry. Josie Grimes, the Warren de Baths, that red cap there. I think she's possibly going to take them into the... She doesn't. It's Riley McIntosh that takes them, the girls in at the turn there in the 32.51 ahead of Anna Dunlop and Josie Grimes. So Riley McIntosh, Anna Dunlop, Josie Grimes, but right over in lane 7 and 8 we see Mariana Patrick and Kayla Smith coming up. Sterling swimming, City of Glasgow trying to get themselves up right into those placings, but it is lane 4 that's leading us here. Anna Dunlop, the Dumfries swimmer, she does take this in a time of 1:10.32. So just around her entry time then, 1:10.13, so not too far outside. Josie Grimes takes second place in a 1:11.43, and third place goes to Kayla Smith in a 1:11.73. As that's the results confirmed. Mariana Patrick just being touched out there by Kayla Smith and into fourth place. Disqualification in lane... Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, it was lane 1, Ailey Fee.
I beg your pardon. Disqualification in lane 1 for a technical infraction.
So we're just about ready to go now with heat number 4, just holding them at the blocks for a moment. We'll go through the lineup while we wait. Iona Kasapidis, Alana Wilson, Beth Kelly, Tia Aitken, Amber Niven, Emily Thompson, Kira Gregg, Rebecca Reed, Alison Wood and Anna Wetton. Be interesting to see what Rebecca Reed does here in lane 7, because she's been very, very fast in the opening stages of butterfly, really rocketed it out in the IM and again in the 200 fly. So now it is the 100 fly. What can she do? But she's not the fastest on paper. And that belongs to Amber Niven, the Carnegie swimmer in lane 4. But you can see that Rebecca Reed has gone off to a fast start in lane 7. So the Warrender swimmer did her 1:09.63 entry time at East District age groups, and she does lead by about a body length at halfway, 31.85, so a lead of around about 3/10 over Beth Kelly, her teammate Tia Aitken in third. Others not that far away. Iona Kasapidis in lane 0 is one of them, but Rebecca holding on to that lead. Tia Aitken maybe just edging second at the moment, although she's in a bit of a battle with lane 4, Amber Niven. But Rebecca Reed, told you she might be fast in the 100 fly, and she didn't let me down. Nice swim, 1:08.78 inside her entry time by nearly a second for the Warrender swimmer. Tia Aitken touching second and Amber Niven third. There is confirmation. 3 under the 110. Headed by, well, that shows Kira Gregg, in fact. So did I get that totally wrong? I must have done. Apologies for that. Apologies to Kira in particular.
And heat 5 in lane 0, Amy Dobson, Kingston 1. Emily Dickinson, City of Glasgow 2, Ione Rikiela, Aberdeen Dolphins 3, Gemma Brown, Carnegie 4, Caitlin Urquhart, Highland 5, Ella Wood, Forfar 6, Millie Barton, Bells Hill Shark 7, Kiana Mann, Mingers Hill 8, Jessica McNiven, Blackpool Aquatics, and 9, Lucy Hall, East Lothian. So let's have a look at this. All 108s for these girls as their entry into this race, and it's lane 4. I think has the advantage there. Caitlin Urquhart, the Highland swimmer, 1:08.10 as an entry time for her, but it's very tight there at the turn and called that wrong. Kessie Mann turns first, Jessica McNiven second, and Gemma Brown in third there. So this is quite an interesting race, as I think our winner's going to come over there in lane 7. We've seen some fantastic swimmers from the outside lanes in the races so far, but no, coming through there in lane 4, Caitlin Urquhart. She is going to take this one. Caitlin Urquhart, the Highland swimmer, 1:07.73, so faster than her entry time. Kessie Mann in a 1:08.67. Gemma Brown takes third in a 1:09.13. So we're just waiting for the venue board to update. There's some of the times not been confirmed on there before we get the official result. There we go, it's beginning to do so. So we should hopefully get the screen, the official results for you in just one moment. Just the officials are just looking at some of the times before confirming, and there we go. That's the result confirmed. Caitlin Urquhart, Kessie Mann and Gemma Brown are your 1, 2 and 3.
So heat 6 on the screen for you. Amy Rowell, Louise Connell, Heidi Wren, Kirsty Breakin, Catherine Renfrew, Lily Mundell, Alice Cumming, Abigail Crawford, Rosie Liston, Sophie Steele. Catherine Renfrew has been very strong in the 100-metre events. Perth City swimmer Lily Mundell in the 15 age group, next to her for Hearts. So you'd expect these two to be strong in this heat. Catherine in the red cap in lane 4, Lily in the white. Next to Lily, Alice Cumming is going well in lane 6 in the blue and City of Glasgow, but it's Catherine Renfrew. Looks like she will lead them through halfway. She did her time at the Edinburgh International in the junior final, where she was well placed. 30-13 is the fastest split we've seen. She's up by 7/10 over Lily Mundell. So that is looking like 1 and 2. Coming up strongly in lane 2 is Heidi Wren of City of Glasgow. She's starting to put in a challenge for second place, but I don't think anyone's going to touch Catherine Renfrew. She is comfortably clear here. It's Lily Mundell still holding second over the two Glasgow swimmers, Heidi and Alice, but it's Catherine who takes the win, 1:04.11. So good strong swim from her. Should see her safely into a good lane in the 17-18 final. Second, expecting to see Heidi Wren appear. And we don't. We see Lily Mundell, 1:06.63. Heidi in third, just behind her, 1:06.77.
So here we go, the penultimate heat. Let's see our entrance up on the screen now. In lane 0, Kira Pemble, best 1, Perry Scobie, Stirling Swimming 2, Ellie Kennedy, City of Glasgow 3, South Ayrshire's Ailey Robertson 4, Coco Croxford, South Lanarkshire 5, Layla Weatherspoon, Heart of Midlothian 7, 6, Ashley Drake, Warren DeBath 7, Ellen Denny, Geary 8, Freya Keeling, Carnegie and 9, Caitlin Frame, Forth Valley Tridents. So Coco Croxford, the South Lanarkshire swimmer there in the middle, she took the gold last night in the 200 butterfly, so expect to see her up in our leaders. At this stage, these girls have an idea of just what they need to do to get themselves into the final this evening. They won't necessarily be motoring, as we've already spoken about, but it is in Coco Croxford leading ahead of South Ayrshire's Ailey Robertson and Kira Pemble in lane 0 in third place there. So all of these girls well placed for the final this evening, as Coco Croxford just has half a body length ahead of Ailey Robertson. She will take this heat, and she'll do that in a time of 1:03.34. We'll expect to see something faster from her this evening. She does that, as I said, ahead of Ailey Robertson, 1:04.73. And third place goes to Kira Pemble, swimming in lane 0. Just got the time confirmed there for final swimmer. So I should expect the screen to clear and just confirm that finish order there for us. Coco Croxford, Ailey Robertson and Kira Pemble. There we go. So set up for a nice final this evening, I think, on the basis of the performance from the girls there. But we do have one more heat still to go.
And that heat we have India Leonie Bryden, Lucy Morgan, Hayden Holmes, Orla McInnes, Abby McInerney, Kiana Kurtzer, Charlotte Thompson, Kalila Smith, Ailsa Clubb and Emma Burrell. Final heat of the female 100 fly. So Abby McInerney has been there or thereabouts on a number of events. Particularly fly is her thing, so we'll watch her in the white cap in lane 4. Good start beside her from Kiana Kurtzer of Warrender. Others pretty much up there as well. Orla McInnes in 3, another very strong fly swimmer, particularly in the 200. Charlotte Thompson, Kalila Smith not far away either. So he gets the touch at halfway. It's all very tight. 30.50 for Kiana, not as fast as the other cycle seeded heat, so a little bit maybe of cat and mouse going on in that first 50, and they'll be opening it up now in the second 50. And Abby McInerney has now opened up about a meter's lead, and she is motoring now, pulling away from Kiana Kurtzer in lane 5. That looks like it's going to be the top two. It's going to be tight for third, maybe just Orla McInnes, but Abby McInerney will bring them home. And, well, that was swung quite differently from the previous two heats, with very much the pace in the second half. 1:03.91 is the final time for Abby. So that will get her into a nice lane, probably lane 4 in the 16-year-old final. Kiana Kurtzer, 1:05.32. Orla McInnes, 1:06.07, completes the top three.
And now it's the turn of our male swimmers when the event 404. We've got 8 heats again for you this morning. The male and open 100-metre butterfly. And there we go. Heat 1 in lane 0, Nicodemus Muleman from City of Glasgow. 1, Finlay Johnson, University of Aberdeen Performance. 2, Max Corcoran, South Ayrshire. 3, Max Buchanan, Renfrew Baths. 4, Sebastian Kuklinik, Forth Valley Tridents. 5, Kaylin Cardy, Stirling Swimming. 6, Billy Trapp, Mount Kelly. 7, Sky Naubuchai, University of Aberdeen Performance. And his teammate Samuel Gibson goes in lane 8. Lane 9, Fraser Muir, Carnegie. So the entry times here all around 1:07 in the middle of the pool, 1:08 either side of those middle 4 lanes. And it's the pink cap there of the Trident swimmer, Sebastian Kuklinik, who has the lead as they go into the halfway mark at the far end of the pool. Distinctive pink cap of a new club formed by 3 West District clubs earlier this year, as I think Duncan has already referred to. And it is Sebastian Kuklinik leading now ahead of Fraser Muir over there in lane 9. With third place, Kaylin Cardy from Stirling Swimming. But Sebastian is motoring down here. He has an advantage, but I wonder if he's aware of the potential challenge from Fraser Muir over there in lane 9. Fraser's doing all he can, but they're coming back at him. And let's watch lane 3, Max Buchanan. He's got himself up into second place now. He takes that second place in behind Sebastian Kuklinik. A 1:04.99 for Sebastian, 1:05.83 for Max Buchanan. And third place goes to Max Corcoran in lane 2 in a 1:07.26.
Yeah, that was a big PB for Sebastian there. He'll be very happy with that. Just sneak under the 1:05 there. Over 2 seconds inside his entry time. Just pausing briefly, not quite sure why, before we go to heat number 2. Oh, we might have a technical infraction, so let's just wait and hold on there. And unfortunately, we do.
So that is
Fraser Muir of
Carnegie. Carnegie. Disqualification there, unfortunately. The results are confirmed for that heat.
So line up for heat 2, Lewis Bray, Zachary Weatherhead, Jackson Ogilvie, Alex Cantley, Aaron Russell, Callum Struzik, Brodie Lydon, Austin McCall, Ethan Clark and Lachlan Shaw. 1:05s and low 1:07s, the range here of entry times. Off the dive, good start in 0 from Inverclyde's Lewis Bray. And in lane 7, Aberdeen's Austin McCall. Now starting to push on in 5 is the Bellshill swimmer. We've got a pair of Bellshill swimmers in the centre lanes, but it's Callum Struzik in lane 5. Maybe up there in the mix with Austin McCall. It's Austin just turns first. Brodie Lydon in the mix as well. 30.19, all pretty close at the front there, but out of the turn. It does look like Callum Struzik has the advantage now, so good skills off the wall there from the Bellshill swimmer. Still coming under pressure though. Brodie Lydon of City of Glasgow is right up with him, so is Austin McCall. So this is going to be a tight one here. Brodie Lydon looking strong here, and I think just edging into the lead is going to take this heat. in a good competitive second half, 1:05.52. So for nearly half a second off his entry time. So nicely done, Brodie. Really battled down that second length, just getting ahead of Callum Strusek. Just again wait for that to come up as a confirmed result, and there it is. In fact, Zachary Weatherhead coming up with a very strong second half. The Bankery swimmer, 1:05.61, taking second. So it was a nice second half as well from Zach.
And this is heat 3 in lane 0. Cole Murphy, City of Glasgow, 1. Finlay Duffin, Warren de Bath, 2. Jasper Brune, South Ayrshire, 3. Aidan Anderson, University of Aberdeen Performance, 4. Tom Massey, Alfred Otter, 5. Richie Saunders, Warren de Bath, 6. Kyle Mossman, City of Glasgow, 7. Lucas Innes, Foldhouse, 8. Adam Calder, Brock, and 9. Lewis Aitchison, Forth Valley Tridents. It's lane 6 that's made the early move here. Lane 6 is Kyle Mossman, City of Glasgow swimmer. He's going to lead the field into the turn. Kyle entered on a 1:03. We have a number of boys doing, the 4 boys entering on a 1:03. So let's see whether they can come back at him. But it is Kyle Mossman leading ahead of Richie Saunders and Lucas Innes at the halfway mark there. Kyle looking quite strong there out in front. He's got about a body and a half lengths advantage, but they are trying to rein him in now. Alongside Kyle Mossman, Lucas Innes will, I think, have second place, but let's not discount lane 1. Finlay Duffin, he's right in there in the mix now. And Finlay Duffin gets himself up into third there. It's Kyle Mossman in a 1:03.64. Lucas Innes, 1:04.14. And Finlay Duffin in a 1:04.39. So the boys will be happy with their performances this morning there, as that result is confirmed.
So heat number 4, we've got Lockie Below, Luke Thompson, Steppers Nastjuks, Miller Cunningham, Calder Murphy, Harris Woodward, Carrick Thompson, Edward Mills, Matthew Piatek, and Anatole Gies. Entry times here, 1:02s to low 1:03s. Very strong start in lane 3 from Glen Rother swimmer Miller Cunningham. So he was certainly leading as they came out the dive. Now they're starting to come at him. A line of them, really. Hard to call this one at the moment. See if Miller still has the edge as they come up to the turn. I think he will. Not by much, though. 28.64 by a quarter of a second from Matthew Piatek and Edward Mills, Calder Murphy, Anatole Keys, all pretty close. Coming down the second length, though, and again, nice skills from the wall from Miller. They obviously work at that at Glen Rother's, getting those technical bits of the race absolutely fine-tuned off the dive, off the wall at the turn. But coming at him now is Edward Mills of Highland, and I think he might just nick this one, and he does. 1:01.61, really strong in that last 10 metres. So Edward Mills, with over a second improvement on his entry time, takes them in. Miller Cunningham, who led for most of that, has to settle for second, 1:02.23 inside his entry time though. Calder Murphy of Carnegie in third, 1:02.42.
Heat 5, lane 0, Alex Holmes, Glen Rothis, 1, Caden McLaughlin, Milngine Bearsden, 2, Cameron Gill, Forth Valley Tridents, 3, Lewis Muir, Carnegie, 4, Dean Bagatti, South Lanarkshire, 5, Logan Scally, University of Aberdeen Performance, 6, Adam Prusik, Aberdeen Dolphins, 7, Rory Vick, Warren de Bath, 8, Thomas Traynor, South Lanarkshire, and 9, Hayden Pritchard from Geary. So 101s, 102s here for the boys. This is the last heat, unseeded heat. And this is lane 1, really taking this out fast. And it goes into all the Hayden Pritchard, 27.94. Altogether faster than we've seen previously. South Lanarkshire's Thomas Traynor in behind him, and Cameron Gill in third. So boys come down, and there's 3 of them in just about in a light line here, but coming through really nicely. And let's watch lane 9, but we can also see Caden McLaughlin there in lane 1, but Cameron Gill in lane 2. I think he will take this, and he does in a 1:01.08 ahead of Dean Bargatti of South Lanarkshire. Dean's time 1:01.80. Just there's a time missing up on the board there, but 3rd place I think does go to Hayden Pritchard, 1:01.96. There we go, that's the result confirmed. Cameron Gill, Dean Bargatti, Hayden Pritchard, and well, just in and around their entry times for the boys here. But I'm sure they'll be pleased with their performance and keeping an eye on what happens in these latter 3 heats.
And the first of those 3 cycle-seeded heats, we have Max Turnbull, Midlothian in 0, Torrin Liversedge of Banchory in 1, James Gillies, City of Glasgow in 2, Callum Sinclair of Warrender in 3, Nikolai Sisnett, City of Glasgow in 4, James Kilpatrick of Carnegie in 5, Ethan Collins, Stirling Swimming in 6, Tom Jeffords of Ren 96 in 7, Taylor Hutton of Carnegie in 8, and Magnus Morris of Stirling Swimming in lane 9. And James Kilpatrick off to a strong start. Soon is Magnus Morris up in lane 9. So it's going to be these 2 at the halfway turn. Magnus getting the touch from the far side, 27.16. It's surprising to see him in an outside lane. A real quality swimmer, but now it's Nikolai Sisnett who just turned it on, coming out the wall there, and suddenly he was in another speed altogether. Won the 200 fly, among other wins for him in the 15-year-old age group. He's just, well, is he easing back, or is James coming at him? Certainly James putting in a good last 15 meters there, the Carnegie swimmer, just behind Nikolai at the end, 57.27 and 57.49, so nice swimming. And Nikolai, well, right on his entry time, but looked like he was taking it fairly easy in the first half, and then, well, it was a different Nikolai once they turned. Great stuff there, lovely skills.
Heat 7, lane 0, Jed Armitage, Highland, lane 1, Oliver Hodsick, University of Aberdeen Performance, 2, Alfie Price, Orkney, 3, Nebby Sengula, Highland, 4, Jensen Norris, Perth City, 5, Logan van der Meulen, Stirling Swimming, then 2 Dumfries swimmers, Finlay Nelson in lane 6, 7 sees Rory Webster, 8 Tatanas Iranikov, Aberdeen Dolphins, and 9 Ishmael Shalaby, Warrender Baths. So Perth, red cap there of Perth City. In lane 4, Jensen Norris has the early lead. They aren't too far away from him. It is Jensen Norris leading ahead of Dumfries' Finlay Nelson, and in turn Highlands Nebby Sengula, 27.36 lead, taking that out. A little bit slower than the previous heat, but it is Perth City's Jensen Norris leading ahead of Stirling Swimming's Logan van der Meulen. And closest to us on the camera, Alfie Price, I think, will take 3rd place. But it is Jensen Norris there, taking that in 58.16 ahead of Stirling Swimming's Logan van der Meulen, 28.34. And it was indeed Alfie Price who took touch there in 3rd place, the Orkney swimmer, in a time of 59 exactly. So again, in and around their entry times for the boys, but all with an eye on the finals this evening, as the results there are confirmed.
So moving to our final heat. Line up Logan Jackson, David Lamban, Harry Cook, Ross Anderton, Dean Fern, Medji Jeffries, Cameron Hastings, Manu Drysdale, Lewis Maxwell Pauls, and Henry Shirley Barnes. Well, Dean Fern broke the national record of 50 fly, not just once but twice on day 1 of these championships. So now he's doing the 100 fly, and he is straight away into a convincing lead here. 54.09 is entry time he did recently at North District age groups. So we'll see what he can do here. Obviously, Dean's focus will be on London in a week or two's time. 25:05 though, and that is much faster than anything we've seen here, as he comes down with a huge lead over Benji Jeffries in second and a tight contest for third. But this is all about Dean Fern, so let's see what the time is here. Obviously taking this out pretty seriously. You see that, absolutely everything working well together. What's the time? 54:11, so right on his entry time. Absolutely superb swim once again, blowing the opposition away. In lane number 4, Benji Jeffries taking a second spot there, and Ross Anderton in third. Those three under the minute, but Dean Fern 54:11. Absolutely dominant swim there from the Aberdeen Dolphin.
It was indeed. It wasn't it, Duncan? A great finish to the 100-metre butterfly event for the Malin Open this morning. We're moving on to the females 200-metre IM event. This is event 405. There's 8 heats of this morning. No, beg your pardon. 9 heats of this morning. And just clearing the pool there before we get started with heat 1. And in lane 1, it's Amy McCallum, Warren de Bath. 2, Casey Dixon, South Lanarkshire. 3, Sophie McCallum, Midlothian. 4, Ailey Johansson, West Hill. 5, Grace Blair, Forth Valley Tridents. 6, Abigail Fagan, Ren 96. 7, Ailey Siegel, Warren de Baths. And 8, Charlotte McGavin, South Lanarkshire. So 8 swimmers in this first heat. Entries 2:39 to 2:41 for the girls. So it's a 200 IM. Fastest entry time is the West Hill swimmer, 16-year-old from Ailey Johansson. 16-year-old swimmer from West Hill, Ailey Johansson. And it's Amy McCallum, 34:16 there, leading ahead of Ailey Johansson in second place, and Sophie McCallum had third at the turn there as the girls nicely transitioned into the backstroke. So we're just watching lane 4, leading the field now, Ailey Johansson. Swimming down very comfortably now, and she'll transition into breaststroke, leading that field. Just falling back a little bit, Amy McCallum, and it is Ailey Johansson leading now ahead of Ailey Siegel and Sophie McCallum as we transition into breaststroke and see what happens here. So the 2 Warren de Bath swimmers are definitely in third place. Lanes 1, Amy McCallum, and over there in lane 7, Ailey Siegel. They are coming up on the shoulders of our leaders. The leader now is in lane 3, Sophie McCallum. She's overtaken Ailey Johansson, who had the lead at the turn there in the transition. Breaststroke is often the slowest section of an IM, but can change everything in the pool. And it has now, as our leader is Sophie McCallum. Abigail Fagan in second place. Ailey Johansson just dropped a little into third. Now into the freestyle. So can they come back at our leader? They're certainly giving it a go there. So down towards the finish now for these girls, and it is lane 3, Sophie McCallum, leading ahead of just, I think, with the advantage there in lane 6, Abigail Fagan. But no, here comes Ailey Johansson. She's really giving it a go in the closing meters, but she's going to outstretch there, and it is Sophie McCallum takes that in a 2:39.64 ahead of Ailey Johansson in a 2:40.17, and third place goes to Abigail Fagan in a 2:40.93. Nice start to our 200 IM as the results there are confirmed for you.
So heat number lovely. 2 will get underway. Caitlin Morton, Emma Burrell, Ksenia Mann, Anna Lawson, Cleo Houghton, Gracie Haddo, Maya Stahl, Emily Thompson, Ailey Fee, Isabella Cohn. 2:38 and 2:39s the entry times here. The fastest entry time, Cleo Houghton, seen her performing well, particularly in butterfly events, but taking it out early on is the swimmer in lane 2, and that is Mingus Hill swimmer Ksenia Mann, Mingus Hill based in Dundee, and she has got slight edge over East Lothian's Anna Lawson in lane 3, so they're going to be first and second at the 50. 32.95 is about a second faster than the first heat. Just 700s between Anna, who got the touch, and Ksenia, with another East Lothian swimmer, Ailey Fee, in third place. But Cleo Houghton now started to make her move through in that big striking pink cap of the Tridents, and she now has moved into what is developing into a handy lead here from Ksenia Mann, who's now got past Anna Lawson. Over on the far side, Ailey Fee, Isabella Cohn, side by side in lanes 8 and 9. But it's Cleo now, taking them through halfway, 1:12.09, now a couple of seconds faster than the previous heat. Cleo was a finalist in this event last year. We're wanting to get into the final again for this evening, is to hold this together in the breaststroke, and she appears to be doing that. Still, it is Ksenia in second place, although keep your eye up on the top of the screen there. That's Isabella Cohn of Hearts, and she's going very nicely in the breaststroke. Isabella doing her best to get herself into contention, also making a move. Maya Stahl in lane 6 from Step Rock, but it's still Cleo Houghton will lead them at the 150. 2:01.47, still a couple of seconds faster than the previous heat, and now over a second ahead of Ksenia Mann, with Maya Stahl after a good breaststroke moving into third place. So that's looking like the order now. Still maybe a question mark over third, but Cleo Houghton well in control. So Cleo's entry time was 2:38. Looks like she could be inside that as we watch her in there, putting everything into it. The clock coming towards that 2:38, but she will stop inside it. 2:37.07, so she knocks a second off her entry time. Ksenia second, Isabella Cohn getting past Maya Stahl to take third place from the outside lane.
So, heat 3. Lane 0, Kayla Smith, City of Glasgow. In fact, I'm just waiting for the board to clear. I do apologise there. We hadn't... there we go. The official result for the second heat of the 200 IM. Apologies, jumping ahead a little bit there. So in lane 0, Kayla Smith, City of Glasgow. Lane 1, Evie Chan, Ren 96. 2, Gina Wren, City of Glasgow. 3, Ellen White, Stirling Swimming. 4, Lauren Cantley, University of Aberdeen Performance. 5 sees Amy Dobson, Kingston. 6, Rosie Stutchfield, Warren de Baths. And her teammate Rebecca Reid, Slims in lane 7. 8, Daisy Gilday, City of Glasgow. And 9, Cara White, Ren 96. We'll keep an eye on this, but it's 2:36 is a 2:37's entry times for the girls. We've just seen a 2:37 posted in the previous heat. Coming in with a really strong start there. Over in lane 7 is Warren de Bath, Rebecca Reid. We've seen her already in the pool this morning. She's having a go at this 200 IM. Gina Wren in behind her. And third place was Ellen White. But it is Rebecca Reid over there in lane 7 that has just about half a body length advantage, but they're going to come back at her as we move down to the transition into breaststroke. And it's going to be who they're very tight, fairly tightly bunched here, so every opportunity to get yourself up into the placing here, girls. And we come into the halfway mark and the transition. I think Rebecca Reid will just still have the advantage. No, it's moved to Rosie Stutchfield ahead of Gina Wren and Amy Dobson now. So all changed. Gina's still up there in the mix, however. She was in second place at the first turn, still there. Watch lane 9 over there on the far side of your screen, the top, beg your pardon, at the top of the screen, best way to say that. Cara White moving really nicely in this breaststroke section of her 200 IM, as is lane 0, Kayla Smith. So let's watch these outside lanes as we come up to the final transition. The City of Glasgow swimmer there, Kayla Smith. You're just in your shot there, but it is Cara White. Cara, the Ren 96 swimmer, leading at the transition turn now. Kayla Smith behind her, and Ellen White in third place. So really all change right throughout this race. And our winners are going to, first and second, are going to come from the outside lanes. Who's going to succeed? It looks at the moment like this will be taken by City of Glasgow's Kayla Smith. And Kayla Smith comes in to finish there in first place in a 2:36.46. Lauren Cantley gets second, and Cara White over there in lane 9 takes third. So the times for the girls, 2:36. Beg your pardon, 2:36.46, 2:37.80. And third place for Cara White in a 2:38.27. So there or thereabouts on their entry times. I'm sure the girls will be pleased with that.
Yeah, testing the skills of our camera team there, trying to keep lane 0 and 9 in shot the whole time. But well done, guys. You did a good job there. Now on to heat 4. Alana Wilson, Josie Grimes, Iona Casapidis, Leonie Bebra, Millie Barton, Chloe Semple, Abby McMillan, Thea Glenn, Abby Mitchell, Emily Dickens. 2:35s and 2:36s here, so 2:36.46 from Kayla Smith is the time they'll be looking to beat. Nice start from Josie Grimes in lane 1 and lane 7 as well. Thea Glenn beside her in lane 8 is Abby Mitchell. I'm just looking at lane 9. It looks like there is no lane 9, so empty lane there. No Emily Dickens. So just got the 9 swimmers now, and it's showing Millie Barton. It looked to me like it was lane 1 turning first, Josie Grimes, but the scoreboard says something different. But certainly the 2 of them are there or thereabouts, and now moving up to join them, Iona Casapidis in lane 2, and very much still in the mix as well. In 7 is Thea Glenn. All very close, in fact. We've got 8 of the 9 swimmers all within maybe a metre or so of each other as we come up to halfway. Who's going to get the touch this time? I'm not going to call it. Wait for the timing to tell us, and that's telling us it's Abby Mitchell. 1:15.02 from lane 8. So she goes in the white cap for Elgin. Now into the breaststroke. Lane 3 is Leonie Bebra, bronze medalist in breaststroke a couple of days ago. So she should have a good stretch here. Iona Casapidis going with us. So in lane 5 is Chloe Semple of South Lanarkshire. Still up there in lane 8, Abby Mitchell, who led at halfway. So this is really tight contest. I think we're down to 6 swimmers now, but well, if you still got 6 swimmers in with a shout with 50 to go, you know you're going to have a tight one. And it is Leonie Bebra who just turns first, 2:00.92, leads by about half a second from Iona Casapidis, and getting a nice transition from breaststroke to freestyle. And if you can get that good momentum going into the wall from the breaststroke, it really sets you up for a good freestyle, and that's what's happened with Leonie, and she is going to bring this one in, it looks like. 2:35.6 her entry time. She'll probably be there or thereabouts, and certainly in the end a pretty convincing win. 2:36.02, so good solid performance, particularly breaststroke into freestyle there. Iona Casapidis second, Chloe Semple in third, just ahead of Josie Grimes. Just wait for that to be confirmed. Once again, no swimmer in lane 9. we're going to see an official result. Come on, guys, let's have an official result. Just making us wait for a little while here. So perhaps some issue. But I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay.
It's just that wait for the girls in the pool as well,
okay.
Duncan, isn't it? We are, yes.
Yep. 2:36.02, Leonie Bebra, Annika Speedis, Chloe Semple second and third.
And we're moving on to heat 5. There we go. That's the your swimmers appearing on the screen for you. So lane 0 is Charlotte Higgins, University of Aberdeen Performance. Imogen Jarrett, Dundee City Aquatics goes in lane 1. 2, Caitlin Urquhart, Highland. 3, Molly Irvin, Watson, Dumfries. 4, Connie Hart, South Ayrshire. 5, Eva Robertson from Highland. 6, Rebecca Shand, Aberdeen Dolphins. 7, Maya Loon, University of Aberdeen Performance. 8, Katie Lowe, Carnegie. And 9, Erin Ferris, Cumbernauld. So let's have a look at this here, and I think it definitely is lane 2. Good start there by her. Caitlin Urquhart, the Highland swimmer, which has the advantage, and we're going to see second place over there in lane 6. Going into the wall, Rebecca Shand. Been proved wrong before, could be proved no. There we go, Caitlin Urquhart, Rebecca Shand. Maya Loon in third place at the turn and transition. 31.95. Post for Caitlin there. So a little bit faster than what we've seen already this morning. So as this race unfolds, let's see what these girls can do. But it is still the Highland swimmer leading the field, Reva Robertson in the backstroke, lane 7. Rebecca Shand, so up there in second place, but coming up alongside her in lane 9, Erin Ferris, the Cumbernauld swimmer, swimming there in the purple cap this time of Cumbernauld rather than the distinctive yellow one we normally see at districts. And Erin Ferris has got herself up into second. It's all changed now as Maya Loon had a good 50 metres there, up into first place in a 1:12.24. Erin Ferris in behind her. So the breaststroke, let's see what the girls can do here. And it is lane 2 leading now, but they're challenging her over there in lane 6 and 7. Caitlin Urquhart, Rebecca Shand, Maya Loon, all in just about in a line as we go into the final transition. So we saw a really good transition from breaststroke into freestyle in our previous heat for a winner, but Rebecca Shand there turning ahead of Maya Loon, and Charlotte Higgins now up into third place. 1:58.59, 1:58.89, so 0.3 of a second splitting our first and second place swimmers. And here we're going to, it's there, lane 7, Maya Loon, who's now gained the advantage, the University of Aberdeen Performance swimmer. She's in a good freestyle leg here in this 200 IM, and she's going to take this one. She'll take it ahead of Rebecca Shand, and in third place is Molly Irvin Watson. Good last second half race for Molly Irvin Watson as she moved up through the placings there and takes third place there. 2:33.85 for our winner. Rebecca Shand completes in a 2:35.94 and a 2:36.23 for Dumfries' Molly Irvin Watson, as the results are confirmed on your screen.
So we crack on to heat number 6. We have Beth Craik, Ella Thompson, Alexandra Miller, Amelia Burrell, Katie Coventry, Gemma Brown, Molly Weir, Katie Towers, Jessica Smith, Anna Kachenko. At an empty lane in lane 2. So nobody going there in lane 2. No Alexandra Miller. So lane 4, Katie Coventry of Morpeth. Probably best know her as a breaststroker, but she's putting in a nice butterfly to get her started here. Also, Anna Kachenko up at the top of your screen, getting a good start. Gemma Brown as well. In fact, well, it's all pretty close. Lane 3, Amelia Burrell also in the mix. In fact, Amelia leads 32.27 for the Glenrothes swimmer. up by nearly 3/10 on Katie Coventry as they go into backstroke. Katie now perhaps just going past Amelia, and she has gone past her into a lead of about a metre. Don't have any IM form for the Morpeth swimmer, Katie. Seen her up in Scotland plenty of times. The Morpeth Club, a regular visitor to Scotland. Both their Scots coming up for this one and their non-Scots for other meets, including some of the national championships and the Edinburgh International. But Molly Weir with a good backstroke, and she just has the lead now, 1:11.99, a little bit faster than the previous heat. So Molly from Hearts, 5th in the Scottish Summer Meet last year. But I think she's maybe just only briefly had that lead. As we go into breaststroke now, it is Amelia Burrell coming back to the fore along with Katie Coventry. So lanes 3 and 4 now. Also Katie Towers in lane 7, putting in a good breaststroke. And Beth Craik down at the bottom of your screen. But it's Amelia Burrell, the Glenrothes swimmer, East District Age Group champion in this one. Looking to tell us what she can do at national level. 1:56.75. That is nearly 2 seconds faster than the previous heat. So good, strong heat this one. Katie Coventry about a second behind. Katie Towers now into 3rd after a good breaststroke, ahead of Beth Craik. But it's Amelia Burrell who has got the upper hand now, and she'll not be caught, I don't think, as she comes down the final length. I said she won't be caught, but Katie Towers is giving it a go. She's only about a metre behind. I think Amelia has enough in hand to see it through, and she does. 2:32.34. So close to her entry time there, and about a second and a half faster than the previous heat. Good, strong second half from Katie Towers to grab second there, 2:32.89, with Jessica Smith in 3rd, just ahead of Katie Coventry.
Heat 7, the first of our seeded heats, beg your pardon, getting my tongue twisted there, well and truly.
Nearly heated seats
Heated
there.
seats, I know. And we certainly don't need heated seats in this arena, do you, Duncan? Anyway, let's go back to what's happening in the pool. So heat 7, I'm still getting myself, I need to just. Lane 0, Zoe Crawford, Forth Valley Tridents 1, Caris Mooney, City of Glasgow 2, Zahara Smith, Warrender Bath 3, Ellie Kennedy, City of Glasgow 4, Charlotte Thompson, Midlothian 5, Amber Hinton, Dumfries 6, Honor McCarty, City of Glasgow 7, Sophie Steele, South Ayrshire 8, Abigail Crawford, City of Glasgow, and 9, Tia Aiken, University of Aberdeen Performance. So let's see, as I said, this is the first of our seeded heats here. We've seen a number of these girls in action over the last 3 days. And let's see what they can do here with this 200 IM. So entry times ranging from 2:24, 2:25 through to 2:31. And showing strength here already. Charlotte Thompson there in lane 4. She's got the fastest entry time at a 2:24 here. But watch lane 8. Lane 8, Abigail Crawford, City of Glasgow. She's just right up alongside her. She's not going to let our leader get away from her, but still Amber Hinton right in alongside as well. But oh my goodness me, I missed lane 0. Zoe Crawford, Forth Valley Tridents there. She's leading the field, a 1:09.13, leading ahead of Charlotte Thompson. So we're into the breaststroke. Let's have a look and see what's happening here. And now gaining the lead, it is the Forth Midland swimmer, Charlotte Thompson. And she is moving away from the rest of the field. Coming through really nicely there in lane 3, Ellie Kennedy, the City of Glasgow swimmer, possibly now has the advantage in second place. Watch that, Zahara Smith, the red cap there of Warrender Bath moving up, but they're all closing in for that second place. Meanwhile, our leader, Charlotte Thompson, 1:52.70 at the turn there. She's some 3-second advantage over the rest of the field, and we can really see that on the screen. Amber Hinton, the Dumfries swimmer, the swimming in lane 5 there. She's beginning to really make a move. We've seen Amber in action. She's a good freestyler. and she's using that to her advantage now, as she now has second place. She's not going to catch our leader, Charlotte Thompson, however. Shown there on your screen, Charlotte comes in and finishes in a 2:26.85. It is Dumfries' Amber Hinton finishing in second place in a 2:30.27, and City of Glasgow's Abigail Crawford in a 2:31.80. That should be your 1, 2 and 3 once the board clears to confirm that results, and there we go, that's now appearing on your screen. Moving on to the penultimate heat of this event this morning.
So that is heat number 8. Jessica Kirkwood, Lexi Lamont, Perry Scobby, Alice Harper, Emmy Aitken, Lily Mundell, Abby McInerney, Caitlin Frame, Ella Cunningham, Amy Rowell. 2:24, Emmy Aitken, 2:31. Slowest time, Amy Rowell. Emmy with the fastest entry time. Expect a fast start from Abby McInerney in lane 6. Very strong 100 fly swimmer, and she is pushing on very nicely in lane 6. Lily Mundell, of course, has had a terrifically successful meet. She will be a threat throughout this one, but it's Abby with the early lead. That is not a surprise at all. 30.33 for the Inverclyde swimmer. Lily second, Emmy third. They are pretty much side by side. Also going nicely is Lexi Lamont in lane 1. And they start to whittle away the Abby McInerney lead. Emmy Aitken just pulling away from Lily Mundell, so she has moved into a clear second place now. I think she is making a little bit of ground on Abby, but Abby's lead still fairly substantial, 2.5 meters or so. As we come to halfway, it'll be interesting to see the splits on the backstroke here. So a 37.1 and a 37.7, so Abby just pick up another half second there. So that was a good backstroke from Abby. Now onto the breaststroke, and now it does look like they are coming back at her. Emmy Aitken leading the charge, and she rapidly goes past Abby McInerney, also pulling up very strongly Alice Harper in lane 3 and Lexi Lamont in lane 1. So I often say that it's breaststroke where everything changes, and that's what's happening here. Lily Mundell also moving up, so we've got 5 swimmers, all fairly close. Well, it's close between Emmy and Lexi, and it's Lexi gets the touch. 1:53.86, not quite as fast as Charlotte Thompson in the previous heat as we go into the freestyle. And Lexi Lamont from lane number 1, looking like she's up for trying to hold this, but Emmy Aitken has other ideas, so it's an Aberdeen contest. Aberdeen ASC against the University of Aberdeen. Behind them, Alice Harper and Lily Mundell, with Abby McInerney just behind them. But who's going to get the touch? Is it Lexi? It is Lexi, 2:28.14. So good strong swim there. Entered 2:28.80, so she gets, or 2:29 in fact, she gets inside that. Emmy Aitken in second, and Lily Mundell just behind her in the end, only 800ths in it. She has third place, and we'll see them all again, I'm sure, in their respective finals.
And this is the final heat of this event. In lane 0, Lisa McNair, Stirling Swimming 1, Sydney Boyd, Midlothian 2, Layla Weatherspoon, Heart of Midlothian 3, Alice Cummings, City of Glasgow 4, Evie Mackey, South Lanarkshire 5, Kiana Kurtze, Warrender Bath 6, Mai Rogers, Warrender Baths 7, Eve Wood, Orkney, Geary's Ollendenny in lane 8, and 9, City of Glasgow's Louise Connell. So this looks a very, we get very exciting heat here. 2:21 posted by, sorry, the entry time for Evie Mackey, South Lanarkshire swimmer, some 3.5 seconds faster than the next entry time, but let's see what happens here. So a very good start, and leading the field now into, goes lane 7. Eve Wood, 29.61, leading ahead of Layla Weatherspoon and Evie Mackey. They're they're going to be coming back at her now. So lane 4, Evie Mackey looking to get up there. We will be aware of times posted in the previous heats. These girls were looking to get the time that they need to get the best lane they can for this evening, as Evie Mackey comes up alongside Eve Wood. And still Eve Wood who'll have the advantage as we transition into breaststroke. Both girls just 108.51 against the 108. Sorry, 108.51. Eve Wood's time has not been posted there. You'll see that you won't see this, but in the venue we have the scoreboard, and you can't see the time there for Eve Wood, but it's Evie Mackey in the distinctive South Lanarkshire blue cap there, now leading the field, and she'll take them into the turn. She's building on that lead all the time, and it's all about second and third place here, I think. For the girls, Eve Wood just has the advantage there over Mai Rogers. And that changed at the turn there as Mai Rogers took that in a 1:53 against a 1:54 for second. But it's Evie Mackey in the lead now. So Mai Rogers, she has the advantage now over Eve Wood. So it's lane 6 and 7 battling for second place here. Coming through really nicely in lane 5 as Evie Mackey finishes. Lane 5's Kiana Kurtzer, she's trying to get herself up there as well, and she does in fact, up into third place there. A good last 50 metres for Kiana as Mai Rogers takes second and behind Evie Mackey. 2:25.87 from Evie. Mai Rogers in a 2:29.95, and it's a 2:30.34 for Kiana. So that concludes the 200 IM. Sets ourselves up for some exciting finals this evening. Just the results to wait for that last one to be confirmed. There we go, there's the results are indeed confirmed and are on your screen. So that's lane heat 9, that's the 200 IM finished. We're moving on to 400 now, Duncan.
Yep, we have 6 heats of 400 individual medley, and there is your lineup for the first of them. Alex Cantley, University of Aberdeen Performance in 0, Alexandru Vasilios, Bells Hill in 1, Hamish Tucker of Warrender in 2, Hockey Billow, Shetland in 3, Jamie Farnan, Isle of Man in 4, George Wiedneski of Tranraer in 5, Skye Calbinshire of University of Aberdeen Performance in 6, Zachary Weatherhead of Banbury in 7, Murray Johnson, Ren 96 in 8, Zachary Fraser, City of Peterborough in lane 9. So I don't think I've seen Zachary Fraser swimming before, out from Peterborough, so welcome to Zachary and anyone from Peterborough who is watching us this morning. Best of luck. Lane 4 though, it's the Isle of Man swimmer. Certainly seen plenty of him over the last few days, and he's off to a very nice start in lane 4. The Isle of Man swimmer entered 5:14.41. That was the time he did up in this pool last summer in the Scottish Summer Meet. He's been quite a regular visitor up to Scotland for national events, and he has the early advantage. Of course, this time it's 2 lengths of each stroke. Alex Cantley going well down at the bottom of your screen there in the white cap, so he is right up there with Jamie. In fact, there's not a lot in it between them at all at the end of the butterfly. Not getting a touch for Jamie, but we got a touch of 108.94 from Alex, so Jamie would have been very similar to that. Into backstroke. See whether anybody else can make a move. Hamish Tucker in 3rd place. Looks like Jamie now has pulled away from Alex Cantley, and Hamish Tucker moving into 2nd place. 4th up in lane 8 is Ren 96's Murray Johnson, and then we've got 5 swimmers pretty much in a line behind Murray, but now it is clearly Jamie Farnan on his own at the front. through 150 metres, 151.29. So halfway through the backstroke, he leads by just over a second and a half. This is a good backstroke coming in here from Hamish Tucker. And Alex Cantley is hanging around there. He's not letting them get too far away from him. But Hamish Tucker, if anything, is closing in now on Jamie Farnan. So he may well have the lead when we get to the halfway mark. Still up there, Murray Johnson in lane 8. So he's keeping himself in the mix. As Hamish Tucker, the Warrender swimmer, along with Jamie Farnan now. It's still just Jamie leading with 2:31.79 at the halfway mark. So let's see what their respective skills are on breaststroke. Third, Alex Cantley still ahead of Murray Johnson. Can any of the pack move up in the breaststroke? Jamie Farnan just opening up the gap again. So he's had a number of attacks on him from Alex Cantley and then from Hamish Tucker. So far, he's seen them all off. Up by a body length. Plus a bit now. As we come up to the 250 turn, Murray Johnson still plugging away in lane 8. As Jamie goes through, 3:17. See, 45, Alex Cantley. 42 there. So watch out for lane 0. He's back into second place, Alex. So he is taking it on strongly here. University of Aberdeen performance swimmer. Still a fair way behind Jamie though, who has been the leading light pretty much throughout the whole race so far. But Alex Cantley doing his best to make a race of it. In lane 0, then you get a close-up of him, and you can see in the black cap Jamie just coming up to the wall now. And he leads by around 2 to 3 metres, 4:01.70 as we go into freestyle. And in the second half of the breaststroke, in fact, they were pretty much on a par in terms of splits. So that challenge was very strong in the first half of the breaststroke, not so much in the second half. And Jamie in a pretty solid position now, you would think, to bring this one through. Alex Cantley will be seeking to hold on to second because Hamish Tucker looks like he's found his mojo. And I've not been mentioning George Pignevsky at all, and he had a good breaststroke, and that's moved him up into 4th spot there in the orange of Stranraer. And I don't know that he's going to be able to get into the top 3. He'll have to have a very strong final 50. Nobody is going to get past Jamie Farnan though. He is now well in charge. So we have various attacks on him during this race, but once we got this well established into the breaststroke and even more so into the freestyle, it was Jamie's, and he is bringing this one in. 5:14 his entry time. He's going to be inside that by a good few seconds. 5:10.20. Nicely done for the Isle of Man swimmer. Well done indeed. Second place, excellent swim from the outside lane, Alex Cantley. So Alex entered on 5:22, takes that down to a 5:18. Hamish Tucker taking third in 5:19.13. Just a correction there to George Pignevsky's time. His time 5:20.48 in 4th place. So always good fun, the 400 IM and the twists and turns as we go from different strokes. But, we're just waiting for confirmation of that one, and now you have it. Jamie Farnan then sets the standard 5:10.20.
Sure. So screen's just clearing there. It will confirm the swimmers in heat 2. They're in lane 0, Jonathan McLean from East Lothian. 1, Adam Merrick, Cumbernauld. 2, Lucas Innes, Bolthouse. 3, Finlay Duffin, Warrender Baths. 4, Andrew Patterson, City of Glasgow. 5, Lucas Snowden, Aberdeen. 6, Cole Murphy, City of Glasgow. 7, Sam Curry, South Ayrshire. 8, Billy Trapp, Mount Kelly. And 9, Lachlan Shaw, Flitwick. So let's have a look. 5:07 through to 5:14 for the entry times for these boys. We're off to a fast start, and closest to us, just at the bottom of your screen there in lane 0, is Jonathan McLean in the black cap of East Lothian. He will take the field into the first turn. He does in a 30-13. Adam Merrick in right behind him. So it's lanes 0, 1, 2, and 3 in the top 3 at the turn, first turn there, as we've just seen. It is really exciting to see swimmers coming from the outside lane, and certainly we put up a good race in heat one there from Alex Cantley, coming from lane 0. Great race from him, but it is lane 0. Jonathan McLean continuing to lead this. The boys will transition into the backstroke there, 106.36, 36 split for him. Jonathan McLean, Adam Merrick, Lucas Innes. That's still your top 3 as we move up to the turn, but come on, let's watch lane 6. Lane 6, Cole Murphy, the City of Glasgow swimmer. He's right up there now. In fact, does he have the advantage? It's difficult for me to see lane 0. Probably not. Lane 0 still has the lead there at the bottom of your screen. The black cap of East Lothian. He does. He's turning Jonathan McLean, but Cole Murphy moving through really nicely there up into second place. He's now taken that ahead of Adam Merrick in third. Lucas Innes still up there as well in fourth place. So this could be very exciting as Cole Murphy seeks to get himself up and alongside our leader Jonathan McLean, the East Lothian swimmer. All what happens, what's their strengths and best breaststroke. They're going to turn into that, transition into that, and just shortly Jonathan still has the advantage, but Cole Murphy is right behind him. Look at that, 38.60, a 38.38 for Cole Murphy as he's hauling in our leader, 2:24.23, 2:24.80. So into the breaststroke, and it is Cole Murphy, Jonathan McLean. Cole, I think, is going to just possibly overtake and have the advantage. No, maybe not. It's still Jonathan leading this field. Really exciting to see this. It's coming from lane 0. He's led right up until now. What can Cole do anything about this? What can Lucas do about it? What can Adam Merrick do about it? Into the halfway mark here, and it's Jonathan McLean still leading, a 3:11.92. Look at that pace for that last 50, 47.69 against the 49.99 for Cole Murphy. So it's Jonathan McLean, Cole Murphy nicely coming through there in lane 2. Lucas Innes, he's certainly right up us alongside Cole Murphy, but Cole Murphy may well now have the advantage as we go down to the final transition. Watch lane 8 really coming up alongside our leaders. In fact, it's all beginning to bunch up a little bit there in the middle as we come into the final transition, and it's all change. Lucas McInnes, Lucas Snowden, Cole Murphy, Billy Trapp, your top 4 there into the final transition into freestyle. And it's lane 2, Lucas McInnes, the Fauldhouse Penguin swimmer, who has the advantage over the field, ahead of lane 5, Lucas Snowden. Lucas Innes there in first place, 34.35. I think it's a 4.36 for Lucas Snowden. Andrew Patterson has now moved up into third place. The City of Glasgow swimmer there. So again, things are changing. Andrew Patterson swimming there in the lane 4, really beginning to charge now. Is he going to challenge our leader? He's really giving it everything as we're coming down into the closing stages now. Lucas Innes still holds this. He is really being put under pressure, however. This is very tight at the end there. Lucas Innes held that in a 5:09.41. Andrew Patterson came a magnificent charge there down that last 50. Takes second place in a fact, joint second, 5:09.49, Lucas Snowden. So Andrew Patterson, brilliant charge to get himself up into second, but alongside Lucas Snowden. What a race for our second heat there. Just as there we go, that's confirmation of the result. Lucas Innes, Andrew Patterson and Lucas Snowden in joint second. Well done, boys.
Yeah, that was certainly a great race. Lots and lots happening there. Let's see what happens in this one. This is heat number 3. Alex Clark from Dulwich College, Singapore. Sam Ross of Warrender Baths. Sandy Brown, Alec Dolphins. Kyle Connolly, South Lanarkshire. Kyle Mossman, City of Glasgow. Austin McPherson of Geary. Liam Warner of East Lothian. Alexander McNiven of Warrender. Cameron O'Donnell, South Lanarkshire. Fergus Reid for Geary. Great start in lane 4. That's City of Glasgow's Kyle Mossman. So he is taking this one out strong down the first length. Kyle was a finalist in this event last year. This year in the 16-year-old age group. And he's the only one to break 30 seconds for the first 50. Out of the turn. Sam Ross going well. And he's now up there with Kyle Mossman. See if he has gone past him. There's not much to choose between them. Perhaps it is just the Warrender swimmer edging it. But early days in this race. Sam does lead them through 1:05.68, just over half a second faster than the previous heat. Kyle 1:06.97, and then a couple of 1:10s behind those two. But Sam Ross, with a good second half to his butterfly, is now looking pretty good on the backstroke. He will be looking to really continue to push it on now. Sam, 6th in East District age groups is the form I've got on him. And coming up halfway, turns 1:44.27, a 38.5 there. So you can see that quite a bit faster than Kyle split. Good, fast first 50. Alex Clark there in the backstroke. Over, well, I say over, down in lane 0. And he's not far behind Kyle Mossman. Also moving up in lane 5, Austin McPherson, and in lane 8, Cameron O'Donnell. So they're all battling for second place, but they're quite a long way behind this man, Sam Ross. So he has established a nice lead in the backstroke. Turns 2:22.46, nearly 2 seconds faster than the previous heat now. So let's see how his breaststroke stands up to scrutiny. I think he's a pretty decent breaststroker from memory. The centre lanes 4 and 5 doing battle for second now. Kyle Mossman and Austin McPherson. City of Glasgow versus Geary, and looks like it's advantage Geary in that one. And then tight contest. We haven't mentioned lane 9, Fergus Reid, but he is pushing on well. And beside him, Cameron O'Donnell. But at the front, it's still Sam Ross. And it doesn't look to be trouble whatsoever so far in the breaststroke. 3:04.62, a 42.1 split there. So let's just compare that with the others. So Austin a 44, so was Kyle, and 45s as well. So it's looking good for Sam Ross to building his lead now. So this is very impressive from the Warrender swimmer. Really looking to emphasize his superiority in this one. Austin McPherson now has got over a body length advantage over Kyle Mossman as we focus in on Sam Ross's breaststroke, approaching 300. He turns in 3:48.35, now massively faster than the previous heat, some nearly 13 seconds. So really classy breaststroke from Sam. So now just needs to finish the job in the freestyle. Surely nobody can get anywhere close to him. Austin McPherson clear in second now. Kyle Mossman coming under pressure from Fergus Reid for third place. Fergus up at the top of your screen, just out of shot now, as we see Sam coming in for his final turn. So just check on his 50 free split there, 35.8. So we'll see whether anybody can go faster than that. Well, no, as far as Austin's concerned. So this is absolutely sorted now for Sam Ross. The next question is, what's his time going to be? Surely it's going to be inside his 4:59.9 entry time, as we watch him coming in towards the camera. And he will head for home. And he is inside his entry time, 4:58.58. So first swimmer to break 5 minutes. And that was around about a second and a half inside his entry time. Austin second, 5:05.36. Kyle Mossman in third, 5:08.61. But congratulations, Sam. Excellent performance.
And on to heat 4 in lane 0. Lewis Lothian, East Lothian 1. Lewis Gow, Tiverton 2. Aidan Anderson, University of Aberdeen. Fraser Dow, Perth City. Luke McCall, Warren de Baths, goes in lane 4. 5, Harry Keogh, Ren 96. 6, Kai Connolly, South Lanarkshire. 7, Blake Herdman. That's the results appearing on the screen confirmed for heat 3. So carrying on with heat 4, Blake Herdman, Inverclyde in lane 7. Lane 8, Dan Hay, Forth Valley Tridents. And 9, Richie Saunders, Warren de Baths. Saw a very fast time and a very impressive 400 IM there from heat 3 there. From an outside lane, Alex Clark. And now we're going on to heat 4 with entry times ranging from 4:53 through to 5:01. So let's see what happens here. These guys are all, well, we've had 3 15-year-olds in this one. They'll all be looking for places in tonight's finals. So moving into the first turn here, it's up there in lane 6, I think. Leading, Harry Keogh, beg your pardon, lane 5, Luke McCall in behind him, 30.19 for Harry, and Fraser Gow in third place. Really not a lot to split the boys at the first turn. Certainly in the first 4, 5 swimmers, all under, first 6 swimmers, I beg your pardon, all under 31 seconds there. So as we come down to the first transition, it's lane 6 continuing to lead. Kai Connolly, who's come forward there to take the lead ahead of Lewis Gow, Dan Hay in third. So we are a bit of a change there into backstroke. Let's watch what happens here. Looking really comfortable with his backstroke there in lane 1. Lewis Gow, it's from Tiverton. I think he's got the advantage from the centre of the pool now. He's swimming, as I said, in lane 1. Tiverton, I think, down in Somerset, is that right?
Devon, I think.
Devon, yeah, better get the county right. I think they're very precious about that down there. So up from Devon today, and welcome to anybody who's tuning in and watching his progress from the southeast of England. That's Blake Herdman now taken this in a 1:44.74, the Inverclyde swimmer. So it is changing all the time. He's moved ahead of Tiverton's Lewis Gow. Kai Connolly, South Lanarkshire swimmer, in third place. Really nice swim there over in lane 7. As the Inverclyde swimmer, Blake Herdman, leads the field in to the turn and then transitioning into breaststroke. 2:22.23, 2:23.71 for Aidan Anderson. And it's Lewis Gow in third. I think now we're beginning to see the strengths of University of Aberdeen's Aidan Anderson there in lane 2. Pretty good breaststroker, and he's moving ahead of the field, but Blake Herdman isn't letting him go. Pretty much either side of the pool there. Swimming well again in lane 1, Lewis Gow. keep an eye on lane 6, Kai Connolly. He, I think, is going to take the edge certainly over Blake Herdman there, as our 1 and 2 come from lanes 2 and 3, Aidan Anderson and Fraser Dow. Lewis Gow into third, Kai Connolly just in fourth there. Halfway through the breaststroke, Les coming up to just about half a length still to go of this breaststroke before we see the boys transition into freestyle. And it is lane 4. No, I beg your pardon, it's lane 3, Fraser Dow. Blake Herdman over there in lane 7. Kai Connolly, lane 5. All battling, all at the front of this field, but we're going to have strong lead now going into the final transition from lane 3, Fraser Dow, 3:49.87, and he leads Kai Connolly and Blake Herdman. Luke McCall really right in behind them as well, swimming there in lane 4. So who's got the stronger freestyle here? And at the moment, it continues to be lane 3's Fraser Dow, but they are coming back at him. He needs to be aware of a challenge coming from lanes 1, Lewis Gow, Aidan Anderson in lane 2. As they're going into the turn now, and it's Lewis Gow, Aidan Anderson, Fraser Dow pretty much in a line. Aidan has this now. Blake Herdman come back. He's got himself up into second, ahead of Fraser Dow. So we're all across the pool here. And it's battling Blake Herdman. Watch him up at the top of your screen there in lane 7. Really motoring down. He's challenging Aidan Anderson now. Challenging, and Aidan is, can he respond to Blake's challenge now? Aidan is just moving ahead, I think. Aidan will take this just ahead of Blake Herdman. And he does in a 4:58.20, I beg your pardon. And in fact, Lewis Gow sneaked in there. I was so busy Oh, I beg your pardon. Hang on, the times are not right on your screen at the moment. I think I did call that right. Aidan Anderson, Blake Herdman. And then it looks like it will be Lewis Gow in third place. Disqualification in lane 6. So we have Aidan Anderson, Blake Herdman, Lewis Gow. Knew I'd got that right. And a 4:48. Oh, I can't get my times right here at the moment, though. 4:58. Over to you, Duncan, while I untwist my tongue.
It's day 4. It's getting to us. But we now go to heat 5. Are we going to see another cracker? I've seen a couple of really good 400 IM heats here. And in this one, it's the first of the 2 cycle-seeded heats that we have in the 400-metre events. Logan Jackson, University of Aberdeen performance. In fact, that has changed, I think. It looks like it is Ethan Clark has come in as a reserve. So just wait for confirmation of that, but it's Ethan Clark in lane 0. Lane 1 is Lewis Gibson of South Ayrshire. 2 is Conan Swinney, Derwent Side and Gateshead. Jack Doherty Simpson in 3 for City of Glasgow. Gregor Ross, also City of Glasgow, in 4. Toby Bullock of Midlothian in 5. Finlay Bruce of Perth City in 6. Dylan Mitchell of Warrender in 7. Finlay Bennett, South Lanarkshire in 8. And Lachlan Bremner in lane 9 for Highland. So up to the end of the butterfly. That's 1:02.86. So as you'd expect in the cycle-seeded heats, this is faster than we've seen. Gregor Ross by 0.6 leads them from butterfly into backstroke, but really we've got 4 swimmers all very close here, lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6. That's Jack Doherty Simpson, Gregor Ross, Toby Bullock and Finlay Bruce. Finlay Bruce has had a stormy meet so far. He goes in the 16-year-olds, the others all in the 17-18s of this leading quartet. Jack Doherty Simpson, the best of them, halfway through the backstroke. But Finlay with a nice 35-6 split there, faster than anybody else in the first half of the backstroke, and he leads from Jack Doherty Simpson. These two just getting away from the other 2 now. That might change in breaststroke, but so far so good for Finlay and Jack. third place narrowly, Gregor Ross ahead of Toby Bullock, both strong breaststrokers, both you would think might well come back in the third 100, but it's Finlay Bruce, 2:14.89 at halfway, leads by nearly 2 seconds from Jack, Gregor, Toby, second, third and fourth, and a fair gap to a tight contest for fifth between Colin Swinney in 2 and Lewis Gibson in 1, and also lane 8, Finlay Bennett. But they are tightening up, as you can see now, as we go establish into the breaststroke, and that Finlay Bruce lead is looking a bit tenuous now as they all come at him, particularly Gregor Ross in lane 4, who's coming through very strongly, and I think he will have the lead now. He does. Seen that, a 39.8. Toby also a 39.6 from him, so both of them putting in very strong opening halves of the breaststroke, and now they are 1 and 2 ahead of Jack Doherty-Simpson, and the halfway leader now back in 4th place, Finlay Bruce. So it's Gregor and Toby, City of Glasgow versus Midlothian. Entry time favours Gregor by a couple of seconds, certainly not a couple of seconds between them at the moment. They are almost stroke for stroke as Toby just on the shoulder of Gregor as they come up to the 300. 3:39.17 and 3:39.55. So interesting now, will they push it on? Nice transition from Toby Bullock, the Midlothian swimmer, just pulling into the lead now. Scottish Schools and East District Age Group champion, won this event last year. Finest in the British Summer Championships as well. And Toby, well, showing up very nice transition from breast to free, and it looks like it's his race now as we go through the final turn. Gregor Ross maybe we'll just say, right, okay, I'm fine with second. Third place, Jack Doherty-Simpson, ahead of Finlay Bruce. Finlay Bruce will not, I think, be too concerned about his position. He'll get a good lane in the 16-year-old final. But it's going to be Toby Bullock. Gregor Ross pushing reasonably hard in these closing stages, just trying to come back at Toby. Don't think he'll catch him, but he won't be too far away, just about a metre in it as they come into the wall. Toby takes the win. 4:47.50. Entered on 4:39, so expect this to be faster this evening. 4:48.03 from Gregor. Jack third, 4:51.45. Finlay just behind him, 4:52.24. Good strong finish from Conan Swinney as well, coming in a 4:53. Conan also going in the 16-year-old age group along with Finlay Bruce. It's our final swimmer. Brings it in. That is our reserve. It's much slower entry time than the others, so absolutely no disgrace there. In fact, it's a PB for Ethan Clark, 5:24.94.
Dom Gribben.
In fact, it's Dom Gribben. So we'll change again there. It was Dom Gribben that got in a reserve swim and pretty much on his entry time. So.
And we move to the final heat. This is heat 6, lane 0. Connor Aspinall, East Lothian 1. Aidan Williamson, Highland 2. Nisgau, Geary 3. Logan van der Meulen, Stirling Swimming 4. James Bodie, Geary 5. Kenzie McLean, Perth City 6. Thomas Trainer, South Lanarkshire 7. Jed Armitage, Highland 8. Taylor Sinclair, Elgin, and 9. Tom Armitage from Highland. So this is our final heat of this 400 IM, and we're looking at entry times ranging from 4:37 to 4:53. We've seen some pretty fast swimming already this morning. And let's watch what's going to happen here. Out fast, Connor Aspinall in lane 0 at the bottom of your screen there in a 29.19, leading from Kenzie McLean and James Bodie. All those three boys sub 30 seconds at the first turn there. So are we watching another winner coming from lane 0? Lane 5 now. Kenzie McLean, I think, has the advantage, however. Right up on his shoulders is James Bodie, the Geary swimmer. And it is Kenzie who leads now ahead of, I beg your pardon, Ines Gow and Thomas Traynor. 103.90, 104.69. So a little bit slower actually than the previous heat. I think Duncan, we saw a 102 at this stage. So we'll see what the boys can pull out. But as we've often said, in this final heat, in any of the event, the boys will have seen the times posted and will have an idea of what they have to do to get themselves into the final. So will they be going all out in the heat? Possibly not. So into the halfway mark of the backstroke, and it's Kenzie McLean, James Bodie, Thomas Traynor, Ines Gow, and Logan van der Meulen. Yes, there or thereabouts for 4th place, certainly, but not out of touch with our 3 leaders. So Kenzie McLean leads ahead of James Bodie and Thomas Traynor. South Lanarkshire swimmer Thomas Traynor over there in lane 6 has just gained the advantage now over James Bodie, but no, they're coming, these 2 boys in 2nd place. James is going to get the turn. Thomas is right in behind him, however. So it's a 2:20.60 for Kenzie McLean at the halfway mark as we're into the breaststroke section. And we've seen lots of change, but at the moment our 3 leaders are there in the centre of the pool. Kenzie McLean, half a body length advantage over Geary's James Bodie, and I beg your pardon, Thomas Traynor right up alongside. But in fact, Logan van der Meulen is really making a move now there in lane 3. And he's really certainly looks like he's probably come up alongside Thomas Traynor for 3rd place. Maybe not. Thomas still just has the advantage there at the turn from Logan van der Meulen for 3rd place, 3:03, 3:05. So a little bit of a gap. Misread that. Thought it was a little bit closer than that, I must admit. But it's Kenzie McLean leading ahead of James Bodie, and Logan van der Meulen doing all he can to use his breaststroke skills to get himself up into the placings here. Also swimming really well there in lane 2 in his Gow. He's certainly on the toes of a 4th place swimmer, Logan van der Meulen. What can he do? So we're into the freestyle section now. Kenzie McLean, James Bodie, Thomas Traynor, Logan van der Meulen, Ines Gow. 3:43 up to 3:49. Can they do anything about our leaders? Kenzie McLean, James Bodie trying to rein him in there. Suddenly up on, just about up on his shoulders now. But these 2 are moving away from the rest of the field. Logan van der Meulen is certainly pulling in and catching up with Thomas Traynor. In fact, Logan now has 3rd place. But it's Kenzie McLean, James Bodie. These guys will be pretty comfortable, I think, knowing that they'll be into the finals tonight. Do they need to do much more? Probably not. But it's Logan van der Meulen who now has the advantage for 3rd place. He's moving away from South Lanarkshire's Thomas Traynor. He'll take this ahead of Thomas. I don't think Thomas can do anything to respond to that. Our 2 leaders, Kenzie McLean and James Bodie, finish. As into the picture at the screen now is Logan van der Meulen, and he's coming in for 3rd place there. So 4:46, 4:47, 4:53 posted for the top 3 swimmers there. Jed Armitage just outside the pace there on a 4:55. So that completes the 400 IM, and we'll look forward to the finals this evening.
Yeah, interesting one there, because they were consistently slower than the previous heat all the way through that until we got to the freestyle, and then they came into the freestyle some 4.5 seconds behind heat 5 and finished it about 1.5 seconds faster. So massive turnaround in that freestyle at the end there from Kenzie and James.
I think Kenzie maybe was just looking just to keep James behind him. Hence the injection of a little bit of pace, maybe just been a little bit worried about what James might do, not really knowing his race plan. But Kenzie took that one, and we're now moving on to the 800-metre freestyle for our females 15 to 18. We have 3 heats of this in event 407.
So the swimmers in the first heat getting up onto the blocks. We've got 9 swimmers going in this one. They are Ara Gill of Carnegie in lane 0, Naomi Cochrane of Warrender in 1, Daisy Gilday, City Glasgow in 2, Evie Chan in lane 3 for Ren 96, Elena Sanderson of Perth City in 4, Maya Loyne of University of Aberdeen Performance in 5, Emily Neal of Heart of Midlothian in 6, Abby McMillan, City Glasgow in 7, and Katie Cooper of Warrender Baths in lane 8. Entry times here range 9:54 up to 10:05, 10:06 in fact. So we'll see how this one works out. Of course, they only do the one swim in these distance events. They're not quite so mean as to make them swim it twice. They do that, of course, in the major competitions, Olympics, World Championships and all that stuff, but they do get a day's break in between. We usually swim it, maybe say day 1, they swim the heats, and then day 3, they swim the finals, just to give lots and lots of recovery time in between. But no such luxuries here, just the one go at it. So 1:08.53 is our lead-off 100. And leading the way, Elena Sanderson of Perth City, winner of Midlands long course. I'm going to say finalist, but top 10 positions in both the summer meet and last year's national age groups. Behind her, Maya Loyne. We always get good solid performances from Maya, bronze medalist at North District age groups, so she could, you would think, put in some pretty good challenge to Elena as this race progresses. Although at the moment, Elena is the faster of the two of them, 2.5 seconds up. And you can see there in that last split, she was about 7/10 faster. Behind the leading 2, with the red cap of Naomi Cochrane of Warrender in lane 1, is the best of the rest. Just ahead of Daisy Gilday beside her in lane 2. But there you see that distinctive Perth cap, with the Perth shield on it, and worn by Elena Sanderson, who goes through in 2:22.88. So just over 1:14 for her second 100, and now a 3-second lead. So she's certainly setting it out very nicely here early on. It's got plenty of racing still to go. Lengths of the pool in total, 4 complete, 12 to go, or 11 and a bit to go now. And well, the race is on about 3rd place. There's 5 of them in a row, but our camera focusing on Elena, who goes through 3:00.49, a 37.6 there. You see, still pacing faster than Maya, this time by about 6-7 So continuing to build this lead. So becoming pretty substantial now. I thought at the beginning that Maya and Elena would have a fairly tight contest, but it's not looking that way at the moment. Elena Sanderson certainly setting her stall out and saying, right, catch me if you can. And at the moment, doesn't look like anyone can. 3:38.02, so another good solid split there, around about 1:15 that time. 500 to go. So we're looking certainly to something hopefully under that 9:54 entry time. Still pretty close for 3rd. Get a nice view of what's going on in 3rd place now from that shot. And you can see there lane 2, Daisy Gilday and her teammate Abby McMillan up in lane 7. They are the 2 contesting 3rd, just ahead of a number of other swimmers. So let's just check on the splits there. So for the first time, Maya slightly faster than Elena, only by a 1/10 though. So she certainly would need to be faster than more than that if she is to get back on terms. Certainly still got plenty of meters to go to do it in. But we'll have it all to do in the second half. Still, it is Daisy Gilday in 3rd, you just saw there. As we see Elena Sanderson coming up to the halfway mark, up by about 4 or 5 meters, 4:54.79. And again, Maya slightly faster, quarter of a second this time, so maybe signs that Maya is starting to attack this lead. Elena has slowed down, so she went 1:14 and a bit, then 1:15 and a bit, and latterly 1:16 and a half or so. So maybe went out a little fast, and see if she can hold her revised pace, see whether Maya can continue to work this lead down. 5:33.8, a 39.0, so that is the slowest Elena has been for a while, and a full second taken off the lead there. So I think Maya will be aware, I'm sure, that she is now starting to catch Elena, and perhaps that will certainly give her encouragement. Now, still with over 300 meters to go for her to bridge that gap. You see there Daisy in 2 and Abby just moving out your shot there in 7. Still not too much between the two Glasgow swimmers. But in the middle of the pool, let's check on there. And that one, they were almost identical splits. So holding her position there, Elena, 6:11.81, and that was, well, a little bit slower again, 1:17, but Maya also a bit slower, certainly in that last 50. I did have a view yesterday that lane 5, the current perhaps just slightly assisting lane 5 going to the turn end, and then it's the other way round coming back to the start end. And we'll just check the splits here. 6:50.63, so a 38.8 and a 38.2. So yes, half a second advantage for Maya there. We'll see whether she gets an advantage in this next 50, but the gap is down to around 2 seconds now. So this is getting very interesting. It could be setting herself up for a really tight finish. Still nothing between the two Glasgow swimmers, Daisy and Abby. But you can see now the two swimmers in shot on the close-up. We've seen if Elena has held that advantage coming down. So 38.4, well, this time Maya 38.0, so a little bit more, down to 1.4 now the gap. 7:29.12, so again about 1:17. So she held her pace, Elena, in that last 100, but she will be very aware now that Maya is on her toes. So they've got 200 meters to go, well, less than that now, of course. And we have a race on our hands as they come up to the 150 meter turn, or 650 meter turn, I should say, 150 to go. So the gap now, another 8 tenths taken off it, so we're down to just over 6 tenths now. So Maya right on Elena's shoulder now. Has Elena got something in reserve for the final 100? As they come down, you see the sunshine coming through the roof lights in the pool here, so they're swimming through the sunshine from time to time, these little squares of sunshine. But well, the two of them are just about together, and I think maybe for the first time it's going to be Maya getting the touch here. So she was well back at halfway, but she has come storming back here and has the lead by a second, 8:46.01. Can Elena do anything about this? Doesn't look too likely at the moment. Maya has the bit between her teeth and will be looking to bring this home now. Maya with a 9:54.90 against a 9:54.60 entry time for Elena, but it's going to be Maya, you would think now. So really, ever since about 500 or 600 meters, the pacing was distinctly different. So 50 meters to go, 9:23. It looks like we're just going to be a tad under the 10 minutes here, so they might just struggle to get to their 9:54 entry times. But it really has been about racing between these two. And Maya in the end with the clear advantage. So let's see if she can really get her head down in this final 50 meters and get anywhere close to the 9:54 she's entered on. Here she comes, the Hooters from University of Aberdeen team are supporting her in. She's under the 10 minutes, 9:59.20, takes the win. Elena, in the end, has to settle for a 10:02.26 in second place. All the way it was close for third, but it goes to Abby McMillan. Emily Neal coming into that mix as well. 10:10.48 for Abby, 10:10.86 for Emily, 10:11.29 for Daisy. So very close there, third, fourth and fifth, as the remaining swimmers complete our race. So a good one to get started. Just wait for that result to be confirmed. 2 more heats of this 800 to go before we go to our relays. So there is your confirmation. Samaya Liner, 9:59.20, taking heat number 1.
That's Maya laying down the marker for our 15-year-olds and Elena for the 16-year-olds. There's still a number of those swimmers, age swimmers to come in our next 2 heats. So as Duncan says, this is a heat declared winner. The girls do not have to swim this as finals. So this is heat 2. In lane 0, Sarah Maguire, Dumfries. Lane 1, Molly Weir, Heart of Midlothian. 2, Sadie Faulkner, Moni Feith. 3, Emma Binney, Inverclyde. 4, Kate Nolan, East Lothian. 5, Ella Pullman, Glenrothes. 6, Ava Ross, City of Glasgow. 7, Naomi Wilson, Warren de Baths. 8, Maya McLeod, Heart of Midlothian. And 9, Jessica Powell from Elgin. So all sub 10 minutes for these girls with pretty broad range here, 9:43 through to 9:54, so 3 on a 9:43. And taking the early lead, taking this on, Kate Nolan, the East Lothian swimmer, leading ahead of Naomi Wilson and Ava Ross. But lane 8 did not start, so we have no Maya McLeod in this, so just your 9 swimmers in this second heat. And it's Kate Nolan leading there, 1:08.06. So a little bit faster than what we saw previously, but a long way to go. So she's leading ahead of Inverclyde's Emma Binney. And in turn, Molly Weir, the Heart of Midlothian swimmer. East Lothian continues there in lane 4. Kate Nolan, Emma Binney, the Inverclyde swimmer, right in behind her and closest to us on the screen. Naomi Wilson in third. But we do have a long way to go. Emma Binney, and then there's in behind her a couple of girls, I think, certainly vying for third place at the moment. So Emma Binney in second, behind the leader Kate Nolan. But coming up alongside Kate now, I think, as we go into... No, in fact, she's not. Kate still has half a body length on Emma, just the camera angle there caught me out. So 2:22.07. 2:22.98, but Emma had a faster split there, a 37 for Kate, 36.90 for Emma. And she's using that to come right up onto the shoulders of our leader, Kate Nolan. Let's watch over there in lane 7. Lane 7, Naomi Wilson. She's right up with them as well now. Also coming through there in lane 1. Molly Weir. She's not going to let anybody get away there. It's Kate Nolan, Naomi Wilson up into second ahead of Emma Binney. As I said, Molly Weir's right in behind them here in lane 1. So we're pretty spread out across the field for our leaders at this stage of this 800 freestyle, I beg your pardon. So nice swim going on over there in lane 7. And Naomi Wilson may well have the advantage as we come down to the 300 meters mark. maybe not. It's difficult from the camera angle and the screen there, but Kate Nolan still just has that advantage. Naomi Wilson in second still, and it's Emma Binney in third. Molly Wheeler fourth, so we've seen no change over that last 100 metres in our top 4 swimmers. 500 metres still to go, however, so how is this one going to play out? We saw a lovely battle between our 2 leaders in the previous heat, with our eventual winner sitting in behind the leader for most of the race, and then nicely timed her attack and hauled her in and succeeded in taking that. So it's Kate Nolan leading ahead of Naomi Wilson, leading ahead of now Molly Weir, overtaken Emma Binney. Emma's just fallen a little bit off the pace there at the turn. We're coming down to the halfway mark, and still it's the black cap of East Lothian's Kate Nolan right out in front there. Red cap of Naomi Wilson over on the far side of the pool. Molly Weir in third. Ava Ross has now moved up into fourth, with Emma Binney in fifth. So what can Emma do? Can she do anything to get herself back up into the placings here? So as I said, we saw 15 and 16-year-old battling there, laying down the times, but we've got 15 and 16-year-olds here who will be looking to get themselves into tonight's final. One 15-year-old is Sarah McGuire in Dumfries. Watch her in lane 0 and watch her time. See where she finds herself placed. Not into the finals, I do beg your pardon. It definitely is day 4 here, isn't it, for me, Duncan? And forgetting what I'm talking about here. So this is a heat declared event, as we said earlier. So these girls will be keeping an eye on their times. They will be looking to walk away this morning with medals. So one 15-year-old here should be aware of the time or previously posted by Maya Looney from University of Aberdeen Performance. But Kate Nolan is taking this, a 16-year-old from East Lothian. There we are, 6:06.78 after 500 metres completed. So pretty good time for her, slightly faster than what we saw a moment ago at this stage. I think we're around a 6:11, but there was a different age group there. But no, Sattler Saunderson in the same age group. So Kate Nolan now is setting down the marker for this 800 metres. 6:06. Molly Weir up into second. Naomi Wilson just in behind her in third there after 500 metres. I was going to say 300 to go, but that's not right now. They're all turned and it's 250 for these girls. So our top 3 are Kate Nolan swimming there in lane 4. Lane 6, Ava Ross now. Naomi Wilson up alongside her in lane 7. And in lane 1 continues Molly Weir. Possibly lane 6, City of Glasgow's Ava Ross now up in second, but no, Molly Weir's responded to that. She's going to turn in second place, and behind our leader, Kate Nolan, Ava Ross in third, Naomi Wilson fourth. So this is all looking very good, certainly for a battle for second place. But I'm sure as we go down to the turn with 150 metres to go, they'll be starting to think what they can do about our leader, Kate Nolan. She's led right from the start here. So will we see a change of fortunes? We saw the change of fortunes at just around and about this time in the previous heat for our leader. But that's Kate, 7:58. She's got just about a 2-second advantage over second place Molly Weir. It's not much between Molly and Ava, however. So certainly the battle is on for second place here. And they do anything about Kate. She's looking very comfortable out there in front. She's Just falling a little bit off the pace now is Naomi Wilson. Not sure what she can do. So the bells are now ringing. Kate Nolan, 2 lengths to go. 8:35. She's got just around a 2-second lead there. Ava Ross in second place. Pretty even pacing from these two girls over the last 100. Around a 36. Sorry, I beg your pardon. 72 for both girls. But University of Aberdeen performance, Molly Weir is not out of the picture yet. She's still moving through the water really nicely there. She'll certainly be hoping to get up and alongside Ava Ross. Doesn't look like Kate Nolan is going to be challenged. Still that 2 seconds between our leader and second place, Ava Ross. Ava is moving, has kicking, arms moving, much as she can to get alongside Kate, but I don't think she's going to be able to achieve that. So I think we are looking very much at our first and second place swimmers, Kate Nolan, Ava Ross. Third place will go to University of Aberdeen's Molly Weir. I beg your pardon, Heart of Midlothian's Molly Weir, and my apologies there. Kate Nolan takes that in a time of 9:45.60. Ava Ross in second, 9:48.79. And Molly Weir takes third in a 9:49.91. Molly's set down the standard now for the 17 to 18-year-old final for this evening. The standard for the 17 to 18-year-olds coming next in heat number 3.
So that result confirmed then. So as Jackie said, the standards have been laid down. We've got one more heat to go. Should be faster, should be quite a bit faster than that heat, but let's wait and see. There's your lineup. Lucy Hall of East Lothian. Alice Harper, City of Glasgow. Caris Mooney, also City of Glasgow. Then we have Rosie Forster of Warrender. Evie Mackey, South Lanarkshire. Amber Hinton of Dumfries. Emmy Aitken, University of Aberdeen. Lucy Hunter, South Lanarkshire. 2 more City of Glasgow swimmers, Anna McCarty and Ella Cunningham. So just to check it out, we've got 3 15-year-olds. They are Alice Harper in 1, Amber Hinton in 5, Donna McCarty in 8. Then the 16-year-olds, Lucy Hall, Evie Mackey, Emmy Aitken, Lucy Hunter, Ella Cunningham. And just the 2 in the 17-18 age group, and they are Rosie Forster and Caris Mooney. Fastest entry time, Evie Mackey, 9:03.10. And beside her, Amber Hinton, 9:15. Both of them excellent 800s. We do have an empty lane, no Ella Cunningham, so she is absent from lane 9. So it will be 9 swimmers. That takes out one of the 16-year-olds. So that leaves us with 4. So they have to beat that 9:45.60 from Kate Nolan. And of course, only 3 of them, if they all do beat that time, will get to the podium. And we come up to the 100, and it's an early lead for Rosie Forster. Rosie always goes out fast. 1:05.74 leaves nothing in the tank, and it's a great attribute to have. Second in East Districts, won the Scottish Summer Meet last year. So she knows her way around a 1500, but you would think as this race progresses, it'll be the swimmers in the centre lanes who will dominate. They are the ones with the big reputations in distance swimming here in Scotland. Evie Mackey in 4 and Amber Hinton in 5. Emmy Aitken also going well in lane 6. So she is right up there. You can see just less than half a second between the top 5 there, the top 6 in fact, as we go through 150. So Lots and lots still to be sorted here. Nobody has gone out with a charge. Everyone playing a canny game at the moment. So it looks like Rosie Forster and Amber Hinton are going to pretty much share the lead. I think it will be Amber Hinton, in fact, will touch first at the 200. And it is 2:17.09, up by 3/10. So just checking, the previous heat was a 2:22, so all bar Honor McCarty are faster than that at the moment. So Amber, perhaps by half a body length on the four swimmers either side of her. They are Rosie and Evie on one side, Emmy and Lucy on the other. Lucy won a really interesting race yesterday, so she'll be seeing what she can do. That was in the 400 freestyle from memory. But Amber Hinton is pushing it out nicely here. Is the reigning national age group champion for her age group, because last year as a 14-year-old, now a 15-year-old. Swam really well over in Northern Ireland at the McCullough meet a few weeks ago. Third overall in what was an open meet against some of the best swimmers from Ireland and Scotland and Wales as well. There was a strong Welsh entry in that McCullough meet. So 3:27.45, now 10 seconds faster than the previous heat. Evie Mackey now has moved into second place on her own. Best part of her body length up on the three swimmers behind her. Rosie in 3, Emmy and Lucy in 6 and 7. So let's see if she can track down Amber Hinton now. So up to the 350 turn. Both pacing in the sort of mid-35s there. And 4:03, 7/10 between them. I mentioned at the beginning that Evie has quite a bit faster entry time, 9:03 against Amber's 9:15. So it would be a surprise, I think, if Amber stayed ahead of Evie, but she's looking very good here, although that gap is slowly shrinking now. So this is the halfway turn. Still is Amber. But now the lead is cut to a quarter of a second, 4:38.34, 4:38.60. Third place, Emmy Aitken, just ahead of Rosie Forster and Lucy Hunter. So just keep an eye on the respective pacing now of the two in the front. Still, nobody really trying to make a big move. Amber Hinton is holding that advantage. She might have increased it a little bit there. Well, not really, but more or less identical split, so still just a quarter of a second in it. Now coming back. So my theory that I talked about a couple of heats ago, that lane 4 is faster coming back to the start end, that may be showing through with Evie just edging into the lead, is she? Well, side by side pretty much. So this is 500 meters. They were about 1:11 pace on the previous 100, 5:48.15, so slightly faster than that now, just under 1:10. In fact, Evie a bit faster than that, and you see a 34.5 from her. And so is it time for Evie to make her move? She's got about a meter's advantage now, still really tight contest for third. And it was Emmy Aitken and Lucy Hunter with a ferocious battle yesterday. In fact, thinking about it, I think I can't remember whether that was the 400 or the 1500. But I do remember it was a really tight one, and Lucy Hunter just edged it in the end. But Evie Mackey now looking to try and take control, and I think that's exactly what she's doing as we come down towards 600 meters, up by a couple of meters now. So you get a nice close-up shot here. So she was sort of 9.5-ish for our last 100, 6:57.12, so down to a 1:09, pretty much flat. So if we add another 2 of those on, that would be 2:18, so that would suggest 9:15, and then deduct a bit for an end of sprint. We're looking at something, I think, a little over 9:10. So unlikely to match her 9:03 entry time. You wouldn't expect her to do that in this meet. These swimmers who are off to London, which I'm sure Evie is. But I know Evie is, having talked to her coach. That's where they will be tapering. So this one is about prepping. And this is a very good prep workout for both these two leading swimmers. Amber, you would think, is going to be there or thereabouts on her 9:15 entry time. And we'll keep an eye on that as we come up. It's the bell turn coming up. Now Lucy Hunter has just pulled away and has third on her own. You can see there on the right of your screen briefly before we focused on Evie going through the turn. 8:06.03, so that was another 69. So let's see what she can do in this last 100. Will she find a strong sprint? Amber Hinton would need to do, well, something probably like a 67 to match her entry time. Not out of the question. Certainly looks like Lucy Hunter set for third place, so she's also in that 16 age group. So we'll take silver behind Evie Mackey, you would think. So Amber Hinton all set for gold in the 15 age group. So here they come down the final length, past the halfway marker. And Evie Mackey pushing it on. So now is picking up the pace. Pace just going into the 9:10s now. So she's going to be under the 9:15, 9:14.78. Amber with a very strong finish as well, 9:16.54, so very close to her entry time. And it is Lucy Hunter, so she'll take silver in the 16 age group, 9:24.01. Emmy Aitken, just checking on her time, so that will be good for bronze in the 16 age group. Rosie Forster, 9:29.33. So she is the leading in 17, 18-year-olds, so that will be gold for Rosie. Alice Harper in the 15 age group, 9:31, so I think that will be silver for her. We will all confirm all of these. So slightly making it up as I go along here. And then Karis Mooney, Lucy Hall, Anna McCarty completing the field there. We'll get those results shortly. We'll be going into the presentations very shortly. As we then will finish off with our relays. It's a freestyle relay this time, 4x100 freestyle. And we will have, it's male and open, the 14 to 16s and the 17 and overs. But before that, I think we will be going to presentation. Just waiting for a confirmed result to come through in terms of the order. And you see the getting that podium area prepared. And the swimmers will be making their way. Of course, a lot of them just out of that final heat, so they just need a moment, well, A, to get out of the pool after a vigorous 800 freestyle journey, and then to make themselves presentable. So I think we'll be just about ready to go. Here we come with some of our medalists. Oh, one's made it. Where are the rest of them? Come on.
Oh, here we go. They're all beginning to appear now, Duncan. It's tough, as you said. Some of them have literally just come out of the pool, haven't they? So they want to make the hair look good for the pictures. get themselves a t-shirt on and get themselves sorted. So the medals are going to be presented by the head coach at Dumfries, Anthony Ryan. So just organise themselves in the corner there, just out of your camera shot at the moment. Our medalists. And here come the medals.
So we've got the medalists, we've got some of the medalists, we've got the medals, we've got the presenter. We still need a few more swimmers to get the medals. Yeah, come on.
And there's Amber just telling them, come on, let's get a move on. I want my gold medal.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was in the last heat. I'm there. So what's wrong with you lot?
Yep. Your hair looks good. Just keep going. Let's get going, girls. There we are.
Nearly all there. Still waiting for a couple of silver medalists, but we're started. So the bronze medalist in the 15-year-old age group, Honor McCarty of City of Glasgow. And in the 16-year-old age group, Emmy Aitken, University of Aberdeen Performance. And in the 17-18s, it's the Heart of Midlothian swimmer, Molly Weir. The first national age group medal for Molly, I think, certainly this year. And your silver medalist there, Alice Harper, City of Glasgow in the 15-year-old age group. Lucy Hunter in the 16-year-old age group from South Lanarkshire. And in the 17-18-year-old age group, that's really trying to cool herself down there, Harris Mooney of City of Glasgow. And your champions and gold medal winners in the 15 age group from Dumfries, Amber Hinton, looking cool as a cucumber. So your gold medalist in the 16 age group, South Lanarkshire's Evie Mackey. And your gold medalist in the 17-18s from Warren de Bath, Rosie Forster. So congratulations to our medalists. Official photo time. So some interesting races in those 800s, but it's going to be good and exciting now as we wind up for our freestyle relays. You can see we've got 3 heats for the 14 to 16-year-olds.
Yes, and the teams are just coming onto the deck for our first heat. Rowing in lane 2, we'll have Forth Valley, 3 Heart of Midlothian, 4 Ren 96, 5 City of Glasgow, and 6 Step Rock. And it's the first of 3 heats. Great to see so many clubs being able to put up relay teams. So this is usually the noisiest and the loudest part of the session, I think. So just getting themselves organised down there on the pool side. So it's 100-metre freestyle, each of the swimmers will complete. And we're just about getting ready to start here. So going into the pool for Forth Valley Tridents is Luke Todd, Heart of Midlothian's Dara Oldham, Ren 96 Jack Bukowski, City of Glasgow Michael Debuto, and Step Rock A Oscar Geary. That's your swimmers. So this is quite tight here. Should have mentioned there that it's a B team for the City of Glasgow swim team. Everybody else fielding their A teams in this heat. And turning there, it's Heart of Midlothian ahead of Ren 96 and City of Glasgow's B team. Looks pretty tight there in the centre of the pool. Certainly lanes 3 and 4. Dara Oldham and Jack Bukowski. Really nothing between those two guys. Heart of Midlothian, Ren 96. Dara will hand over to Charlie Cairns for Heart of Midlothian, and Jack hands over to Don Gribham for Ren 96. City of Glasgow's now sees Brodie Lydon swimming. Step Rock has Andrew Liu, and Forth Valley Trident, Oren McLeod. And beginning to move away now from the field in lane 3. is Heart of Midlothian. Charlie Cairns doing the job for his team, but they're not letting him go. He has half a body length advantage. Oh, pretty tight there up at the turn. Ren 96, in fact, has that advantage there in lane 4. Heart of Midlothian in second. City of Glasgow B team in third. And it is Ren 96 and Dom Gribben, who's doing a great job for his team. He's just maybe body length, but watch City of Glasgow B team over there in Step Rock, I beg your pardon. Step Rock in second there. Right, good last 100 metres for them to get themselves up into second. So going into the water now for Ren 96, we have Ryan Krabby, Step Rock with Zach Strachan, City of Glasgow B team, Nicky Mulmans, Heart of Midlothian, Ryan McLaughlin, and Lewis Aitchison is in for Forth Valley Tridents. So it's Ren 96 continuing to lead this, ahead of Step Rock and City of Glasgow. So the action all coming from lanes 4, 5 and 6 in this first of 3 heats. So Ren 96 continuing to lead here. City of Glasgow trying to get themselves alongside Step Rock. Look like they may well be succeeding with that, but it is Ren 96 who have just over a body length advantage as we go into the final takeover, I beg your pardon. Cooper Sloss takes that. City of Glasgow's Sam Ruff takes over now. Sam Ruff has got his team up into second. We've seen him in action across the 3 days. Step Rock just falling off the pace a little bit in third place there, and that's Oliver Octoloni with Sam Ruff, Cooper Sloss, Thomas Vakulich and Sebastian Kuklin in the water for Heart of Midlothian and Forth Valley Tridents respectively. But coming down this final length, and it is Ren 96 from City of Glasgow. Ren 96 is leading this. They've got a body length advantage. This is really looking good for them. City of Glasgow can do nothing about it, I think, as we come into the closing meters. They're just going to run out of water to make any impact on our leaders, and this will go to the Ren 96 team there. Cooper Sloss doing the job for his team. 3:59.52 ahead of City of Glasgow in a 4:01.35, and Step Rock take third in a 4:06.23. A lovely start to the relays this morning. Just wait for the result, and there we go. That's the result confirmed for those teams. And it's only going to get louder and noisier here in the venue, I think, Duncan, as we progress this. We've got 10 teams here.
Line up for Heat 2, Inverclyde B team, Dumfries Warrender B team, University of Aberdeen B team, Inverclyde, South Lanarkshire, Western Bartonshire, Geary and Highland. So the swimmers here leading off. Good start in lanes 4, 5 and 6. For Inverclyde it's Carrick Thompson, Kyle Connolly for South Lanarkshire, Lance McMahon for Western Bartonshire. Also lane 7 up there, that's Austin McPherson for Geary. In fact, he might be the leader at the 50. He is 27.04 from Western Bartonshire second. Inverclyde third, just behind them Dumfries. Finlay Hiddleston on the opener for them in lane 1. And he is looking quite strong in the second half of the opening leg. But it's still Geary in 7 and Inverclyde in 4. Those two not too far away. South Lanarkshire still, or rather Western Bartonshire I should say. But let's see at the first changeover, pretty close. Geary just with it by 400s, 56.73. That is a bit faster than the previous heat, nearly 2 seconds. In now for Geary is Adam Gibson. In lane 4 for Inverclyde, it's Cameron Mather. For Western Bartonshire, it's Brian Fitzpatrick. Just behind them in lane 5, South Lanarkshire with Lewis Nelson. And in lane 1, Dumfries Yassin Hattab. He's moved up into 4th place for his team. But Inverclyde now have the lead. In lane 4, Cameron Mather putting in a very nice second leg for them. And they're up by about a body length now from the early leaders, Geary, and also pushing on strongly, Dumfries. And beside them, Inverclyde B with Dean Binney putting in a very good leg. So Inverclyde going well in the mix with their A and their B teams. Halfway mark, 1:57.20. Now about a second faster than the previous heat. Taking it on for Inverclyde A is Oliver Jones. In lane 5, South Lanarkshire's Finlay Bennett. Lane 1, Dumfries, Nathan Zorrell. Inverclyde B with Charlie Line. And also then in lane 6 and 7, Luke Watling-Smith for Western Bartonshire and Fergus Reid for Geary. So Inverclyde then by about half a second, coming under pressure now from South Lanarkshire. Still not too far away, Dumfries in lane 1, but it looks like it's developing into a race in the 2 centre lanes, and it's advantage still with Inverclyde. Oliver Jones is putting in a good solid 3rd leg for them. Can he hold on to the lead and give that over to Blake Herdman for the anchor leg? 2:55.48, about 4.5 seconds faster than the previous heat, and a lead of just a 1/10 of a second. In for South Lanarkshire is Cameron O'Donnell. Surely it now is between these two. Dumfries in 3rd place, Ali Hattab on their anchor leg, but there you can see our leading 2 teams. Inverclyde from South Lanarkshire through the turn. It's still that order. Dumfries clear in 3rd. Good old scramble going on for 4th, but Inverclyde look like they've got this one sorted. This is a strong Blake Herdman anchor leg. He is now up by a body length and is going to bring this one home from South Lanarkshire, from Dumfries. That's going to be your 1, 2, 3. A late push from South Lanarkshire, but Inverclyde have the game and take it. Well, we'll just wait for their time to come up. We've got something slightly funny going on, but 3:52.68 Inverclyde, I think, taking the win. 3:53.18 for South Lanarkshire, and I think I saw a 3:56 and change up there for Dumfries. We will just wait for that to be confirmed, because I think there were 1 or 2 touches that needed to be attended to, particularly in lane 1, but there is confirmation now. So those are the times that the final heat has to beat. Inverclyde, South Lanarkshire, Dumfries, your 1, 2, 3.
And as Duncan says, we're moving on to the final heat now, following confirmation of the result there for Heat 2. So in lane 0, University of Aberdeen Performance, 1 East Lothian, 2 South Ayrshire, 3 Stirling Swimming, 4 Warrender Baths, 5 Perth City, 6 Carnegie, 7 Glenrothes, 8 Aberdeen Dolphins, and 9 City of Glasgow. All the A teams for these clubs. So going into the water for University of Aberdeen Performance, Lewis Hopkins, Lewis Lothian for East Lothian, Theo Sterica for South Ayrshire, Ethan Collins, Stirling Swimming, Aaron Drake, Warrender Baths, Callum McKenzie, Perth City, Kyla Spalding, Carnegie Swimming, Brogan Smith for Glenrothes, and Harry Cook for Aberdeen Dolphin. Nikolai Cisnet is in for City of Glasgow. And it's Glenrothes at the first turn there, ahead of City of Glasgow and Aberdeen Dolphins, 26:12. We'll watch the time as the teams come down. Look at Nikolai Cisnet go over there in lane 9 at the top of your screen now. City of Glasgow swimmer, we've seen him in action this morning, posting some cracking times, and we wouldn't expect anything less from him here. He's got City of Glasgow in the lead at a 54.19, so we're some 2.5 seconds up on previous heat now. And it's Cole Murphy who has taken over from Nikolai Cisnet. Going into the water is Oliver Hodzik for University of Aberdeen, East Lothian, Boyd Fernside, Jasper Brune for South Ayrshire, Fraser van der Meulen, Stirling Swimming, Rory Vick, Warrender Baths, Stuart Thompson, Perth City, Adam Balanowski for Carnegie, Miller Cunningham for Glenrothes, Aberdeen Dolphins seen Atanas Irankov, and it's City of Glasgow leading ahead from Warren de Baths. Now as we come down to the next handover, this is really tight, this is tightening up all the way. Warren de Baths now in the centre have this lead. They're going to go into the next transition, leading now ahead of Aberdeen Dolphins and City of Glasgow. So yet again, we're seeing an all change. It's Warren de Baths leading 1:51.79. Wow, with some 6 seconds faster than the previous heat. We have Dylan Mitchell in for Warren de Baths. We have Aidan Anderson in for University of Aberdeen, Jonathan McLean for East Lothian, Kyle Harper in for South Ayrshire, Logan Moffat Stirling Swimming, Fraser Dow for Perth City, Fraser Muir for Carnegie, Lewis Starkey for Glenrothes, Dexter Suter for Aberdeen, and Kyle Mossman goes for City of Glasgow. And this is looking really good here. A bit of a battle going on. Warren de Baths, City of Glasgow. So lanes 4, lanes 9. But coming up moving really strongly there in lane 5, we see Perth City. So final handover there. Warren de Baths handing over to Lewis Maxwell Paul. And in turn to University of Aberdeen, Struan Payton, Connor Aspinall in for East Lothian, Hamish Maxwell, South Ayrshire, Lachlan Small, Stirling Swimming, Finlay Bruce for Perth City, Carnegie seems James Kilpatrick, Alex Holmes in for Glenrothes, Emilian Giezes for Aberdeen Dolphins. And Andrew Patterson goes for City of Glasgow. Look at this. This is tight. Warren de Baths have this at the moment, but they are doing all they can to come back. And this has changed yet again. Warren de are leading ahead of Stirling Swimming. Stirling Swimming's really Lachlan Small. Look at that. He's doing all he can to get on right alongside Lewis now. As they come into the closing stages, this will go to Warren de Baths ahead of Stirling Swimming. And in turn, third place goes to Perth City. So all the action there. City of Glasgow just found themselves touched out there in the closing stages into fourth place. So that was yet again another exciting finish there. And there's the times confirmed for us. 3:42, 3:44 and 3:47. So we are all together faster than the previous heat. We will be moving on to a medal ceremony after the conclusion of the next event, 4:07. And this has 2 heats. This is the male and open 17 and over 4x100 meter freestyle. As I said, 2 heats, and the team's just getting themselves organised for heat 1. Over to you, Duncan.
Yep, so we've got 6 teams scheduled to go in this first heat. Just looking to see if they're all there, and I think they are. So the lineup, Dundee City Aquatics, it'll be Stephen Laws leading them out, Highland with Tom Armitage, Carnegie with Nathan Wilson, East Lothian with Ethan Mulligan, Arthur with Lothian with Finlay Saunders, and Geary with James Boddy. So off they go. Off the turn, straight away a good start in lane 6 for Heart and Midlothian's Finlay Saunders. Now Finlay spends most of his time coaching at Hearts, but always performs well when he's in the water. We saw him swimming Masters last weekend, and he is off to a good start for his team. He likes to show the young swimmers that he coaches that he can still do it in the pool as well. And that's what he's showing at the moment. Geary with James Boddy, and Highland with Tom Armitage up there. So all pretty close, particularly lane 6 and 7 now. Hart and Geary. And James Boddy perhaps just starting to edge it now. In fact, he's up by about a metre at the first changeover, 54.83. So Geary, Hearts, East Lothian, 1, 2, 3 at the first changeover. Hayden Pritchard now in for Geary, Keir Stormont for Hearts, Panos Angelakis for East Lothian. Just behind them, the other three, Adam Phillips for Dundee, Lachlan Bremner for Highland, Calder Murphy for Carnegie. But it's Geary setting the pace from lane 7. Hayden Pritchard has opened that lead up a bit more, now up to a 2.5 seconds. Hearts just ahead of East Lothian, or at least they were, not sure they are now, and also pretty close in lane 2 is Dundee City Aquatic, so good length from Adam Phillips, but it's Geary leading the way from East Lothian now. That's your 1-2. 1:52.13 at the halfway mark. 0.6 the gap after a good leg from Panos for East Lothian. And in fact, it's East Lothian now who've moved into the lead. Alex Taylor off like a shot there for the third leg. And suddenly they've opened up a healthy lead. Geary's Innes Gow, and beside them, Hearts coming back at them, Jaden Chan. But Alex Taylor, really electric off the turn there. Look at that, 26-0 against 28. Good 26-5 and 26-1 from Hearts and Carnegie as well. Carnegie, Lewis Muir on the third leg. They're coming into the mix now. So a four-way contest for second going on, but it's East Lothian dominating here, up by about 6-7 meters as we come up towards the final changeover. So this has been a really good third leg from Alex Taylor. He hands over to a pretty solid performer, Ross Anderton, 2:48.41. Highland now have moved into second place. On the anchor for them, Jed Armitage. So not far behind them in lane 6, Daniel Boyne for Heart of Midlothian, and behind them Geary, the long-time leaders, Jamie Hay, and in lane 4, Carnegie's Taylor Hutton. But East Lothian, you would think, are all set for this one. Up by 3.5 seconds as they come down the final leg. Ross Anderton will set the standard for heat number 2, and he's putting in a good time here. So they came in on a 3:46. They're going to be comfortably inside that. Lane 3 now, it's Highlands, Jed Armitage just edging second, but East Lothian with the win, 3:43.02, so over 3 seconds faster than they were entered on. So job done for East Lothian. Now what can the second heats do to be faster than that? Certainly would expect the medalists to come from heat 2, but we'll see whether that comes true. Confirmation of the result there. East Lothian, Highland and Carnegie, your 1, 2, 3.
We'll move on to heat 2 now. Should just see the graphic there for confirming the teams. There we go. So we have City of Glasgow B team going in lane 0, South Lanarkshire in lane 1, Warrender Bath 2, Stirling Swimming 3, University of Stirling in 4, Perth City 5, University of Aberdeen Performance A team goes in 6, and alongside them goes their B team. And in lane 8, City of Glasgow A team, and Forth Valley Tridents go in lane 9. So they're just getting themselves organised there.
Doesn't show.
Just
Feed it to you like I did last time.
And here we go. Final event of this morning's session here in Aberdeen. And we have Finlay Strachan, Dean Bagatti, Ishmael Shalabi, Greer Mandamulin, Aaron Oakers, Jensen Norris, Kieran Lennox, Fraser Tetlow, Rory McKinnon and Jake Ferguson in the water. But I think it's over there in lane 8. The City of Glasgow, it is leading ahead of University of Stirling. So City of Glasgow's A team leading there against University of Stirling, and in turn Stirling Swimming. Look at City of Glasgow move. Rory McKinnon really motoring there. University of Stirling and Perth City's now up into third plep in the mix now. Really tight there for second and third place in the centre of the pool as City of Glasgow move into the water now with Lewis Lower and Corey Phillip and Jess Denholm in the water in the middle there for Warrender Baths and University of Stirling. That's our top three, but swimming really nicely there in lane 3. We have Magnus Morris from Stirling Swimming. So he's right on the toes of the University of Stirling there. So Stirling Swimming coming up really nicely. Magnus trying to get themselves up, team up into the top placings, and he's certainly achieving that at the moment. University of Stirling will take the field into the turn there and handing over the unit to Lucas Brown. Perth City sees Ewan Weir, and Stirling Swimming we have Lewis Hassan. The University of Stirling really beginning to put their stamp now as their swimmer moves away. That is Lucas Brown from the University of Stirling. He's turning first. Look at the advantage there. 2:09, 2:11 for City of Glasgow. They've moved themselves back up into the placings. So there's 2 seconds advantage to our leader. Perth City in third place at the turn there. But look at the spread of teams from the picture there. University of Stirling, City of Glasgow A team over there in lane 8 are up into third, and the University of Stirling with Leon Mowlam. City of Glasgow sees Finlay Sang going into the water. Stirling Swimming, Logan van der Meulen, Cameron Hastings in lane 5 there for Perth City. They're up into third, but they are being pushed all the way by the University of Aberdeen Performance Squad in lane 6 there. University of Stirling are going to take this. I'm not sure they're going to have, City of Glasgow are going to have enough water to be able to challenge them, but they are giving it a go. Look at them motoring down this last 50 metres. University of Stirling, City of Glasgow will be your 1 and 2, and Perth City will take third. There we go, University of Stirling 3:28.64. City of Glasgow 3:31.22, and Perth City in a 3:32.92. They're your top 3 teams there, and all faster than the previous heat. So all medal winners will come from that second heat. And we move on now to the medal ceremony, but that's the results confirmed for heat 2 there. University of Stirling, City of Glasgow, Perth City, City of Glasgow A team, remember. So we're moving on to a medal ceremony, and it'll be the final one of this session. We're back here, I think, at 1:45, Duncan. 1:45, yes. So we'd like to please stay with us for the medal ceremony. I haven't finished this transmission yet. So we will be looking for teams coming out of the water, as we did with the 800 metres. Some of them just need a little bit of time just to recover.
We do have the 14 to 16s first, though.
We do have the 14 to 16s
and
first.
Here they come.
And they have recovered, indeed. And the medals are being presented to our relay teams by Derek McGowan, our current SASA president. And the bronze medals goes to Perth City A team, Callum McKenzie, Stuart Thompson, Fraser Dow and Finlay Bruce.
Fraser Dow and Finlay Bruce.
So move on to the silver medal. Silver medal goes to Stirling Swimming's A team. And Ethan Collins, Fraser van der Meulen, Logan Moffat and Lachlan Small.
Logan Moffat and Lachlan Small.
Lachlan's just getting the medal last there. Standing possibly in the wrong order, I think. And our gold medal, Scottish National Age Group Champion, goes to Warrendabat A team, Aaron Drake, Rory Vick, Dylan Mitchell, and Lewis Maxwell Pauls. Very thrilling relay races there from all teams, those top three teams. Really exciting to watch, but congratulations to all our medal winners and indeed all the relay teams. Great end to the session here. So hopefully the 17 to 18-year-olds have now recovered themselves. And in fact, it's 17 and over, isn't it, for this one? It's one of the only relays that you'll notice a difference. It's not 17 to 18 male and open, it's 17 and open.
And there's a good reason for that, and that is because it's the qualifying for the relays in the British Summer Championships, and it's a 17 and over that is eligible there. So the only way that the Scottish teams can qualify is for coming up. So that's why you're seeing, the likes of the University of Stirling making their way up to have these relay events. And so here they come for our final presentation of the morning session. You need to be helped up to that top podium. It's a long way up there. So out they come with the medals. Derek once again will do the honours for us, and he'll present the bronze medals to the Perth City team. The Perth City team, Jensen Norris, Corey Phillip, Ewan Weir, and Kenzie McLean. City of Glasgow take the silver. Great opening leg from Rory McKinnon. We've got the para swimmer there, Louis Lawler, on the second leg. Is he blue hair there?
He does have blue hair, yes.
Aidan Kay on the third leg, and Finlay Sang, relative youngster, finishing them off. And your gold medalists and national age group champions, the University of Stirling, Aaron Ulkers, Josh Denham, Lucas Brown, and Leon Mowlem. So that is our last piece of action. So thank you very much for your company as they get their official photographs. We will wish you a very good day. I think it's afternoon by now. We'll be back just before our start, 1:35 our coverage starts. We hope that you will be able to join us there to see what the youngsters can do on day 4. But for now, from myself, Duncan McKinnell, and from
Jackie Smith, good afternoon.